There we go. Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. Hey everyone. Hope you guys are all doing very well today. I think Loki's just kind of trained at this point. Anytime I go live, he wants a treat. So here's Loki getting a treat. Oh, look at you. Good boy. There you go. Well, anyway, hope you guys are all having a good evening. Appreciate you guys if you guys are here for the second time today. Definitely been a longer day here because we've been trying to find out if this level is really a support level or if we're going to be coming down even more. Right now, it looks like we're trying to have a reversal right now, but as we'll go into the data right now, you know, it's just not a strong level of support that we're kind of in right now. It's really going to take a lot of mental strength from some of the bulls here to just keep on buying and buying and buying. So it might just be something more of a short-term kind of support. Nonetheless, things are still looking a little bit better than they were just a few hours ago, because even after our earlier stream today, we still found a way to go down here and make a new little low for this downtrend, and then buyers were still right there ready to buy it back up. So at least that was kind of good here. But hope you guys are all having a good day. Hey Anthony, happy to see you. Looks like that message from a while ago, but even if you're here still, Anthony, I appreciate it. Hey Sal, happy to see you. Striker, Loki says hello to all of you guys. He took that treat and ran somewhere. And hey Alberto R, happy to see you, my man. And then Armando, what's that pronounce it? Yeah, there you go. Hope you guys are doing well. So today is going to be a lot about just Bitcoin, what's going on here, checking out some altcoins and whatnot. I told you guys I did some dollar cost averaging today. I'd been waiting for a dip for a little bit of time here, and I was hoping that it might come along, and here we have it. I don't know if we're going to be looking at the bottom yet or whatnot, but still things looking pretty well. As far as a cigar, I think I'm only going to smoke one today. I brought down two just in case, but I know I'm smoking with a couple buddies tomorrow afternoon, so I probably won't go too crazy tonight. Because you guys don't know, but every time I smoke a cigar, I'm washing my teeth for like a while. Even when I have that Sonic hair one, I'm still brushing my teeth like crazy. I got this one as a favor, or pretty much as a free gift, you could say. La Flor Dominicana. I don't know what this really one is. It was just kind of a freebie, I would say. But I didn't want to smoke this one today. I'll try it out later on. It feels a little bit hard, so I might need to let it breathe and rest for a couple. Yeah, I might need to rest for about a month or something like that. This one is one of those Cubans that I've had for a while here. I was hoping that this one might be a little bit more soft as well, but it's still kind of hard, a little bit softer than it was before, so that's kind of good news here. I got these Cubans, I want to say, a couple months ago, and I've been letting them rest. The longer they've been resting, the better they've been getting, if you ask me. So this will only be, I think, the second or the third one I've tried of these. I know I've given a couple away to a couple friends, but I like the flavor, just not the construction of it. So we'll see how this one reacts in a few minutes. But anyway, hope you guys are all having a good day, my man. Still here? There you go, Anthony. And hey, Wild, happy to see you. And Zach, what's up, my man? Let's see. There we go. Back over here. Okay, so I'll light this bad boy up here in a few minutes. Let me just get settled down with Bitcoin, because once I start talking about Bitcoin, as you guys know, typically my cigars go out. Now, short term here, let's just kind of go from the weekly chart back down to the daily and so forth. And maybe even for now, let's stick to the 15 here. And let's just reset everything over here to make it a little bit easier, because I can move all the drawings and stuff. There you go. There we are. Okay. So here's the Bitcoin 1 month chart. We're still doing fine. We're consolidating a little bit right now. Hopefully by the end of the month, we're still going higher. But there was a lot of people kind of wondering what happens next. Are we going to move down? Are we going to have a nasty move down? Stuff like that. Typically, I would say this is a very, very important month for what happens next, because I know people look at these as bull markets and bear markets and stuff that's happened in the past. But usually, once we've kind of made the all-time highs, like you might even see over here, over here, over here, another pattern here basically is we don't want to have a red month. Usually those red months kind of signal something, a larger move coming down here. I know the halving is coming up and stuff like that, so there's always a little bit of what ifism. So this is kind of another part of that basically. What if we have a red candle for the month? But that's all I'm really paying attention to right now. We did break out. We're going to try to hold support here. Basically, from the body of the candle support, we don't want to break down below 61,400 levels. So, you know, we'll see how that works out over the next few days or whatnot. The weekly chart, we focus a little bit more on the last few weeks. We're pretty much still going sideways. As nasty as the moves have been over the last few days, we were at this level back March 18th, about 2 weeks ago. We were still here. So I wouldn't say it's time to panic just yet, but as we get closer and closer to this 20-week moving average, this is where you might see a large drop down here, or at least more volatility heading that way. So just keep that in mind, okay? Daily charts, everything else, still pretty simple. We're looking for a death cross to show up here pretty soon. unless Bitcoin really just starts to tear up here, which seems unlikely at this point. We've been talking about a few other things here, like the dollar index and things like that. This is the NASDAQ with the dollar index. Oh, right above. Why is it right there? It should be right there. There we are. There we are. So the dollar index is broken out. It's consolidating a little bit more after that breakout, but it still looks like it wants to go higher here week after week. So again, we'll keep track of this. They finally started to talk about this on the news today. I was shocked because they hadn't been talking about this for, I don't know, just quite a bit of time, which was kind of weird because usually this symbolizes some bigger moves. And you saw that today with the stock market. SPY coming down, NASDAQ coming down, Dow Jones coming down quite a bit. I know this is the weekly chart, but you can see on the daily chart what it might look like, right? Just a gap down here. Now, there was some bad news that was out there today as well. So I guess over the last few days, a few things have happened here before we start going over to the 50-minute chart and some of the what's happening with Bitcoin next few hours. Intel shares fall after company reveals $7 billion in operating loss in foundry business. This is just their chip business. So everything's not all nice and green across the economy right now as far as big tech. The other big thing here was, well, I guess there was a few things. Can I find this here? Or is it not going to be in here? No. There we go. Oil went higher and higher and higher, and the big reason for this is, a couple of reasons. I think one is larger than the other one, but I think they still have importance here. The smaller event was that Israel bombed some people in Gaza. I think there were humanitarian workers. And basically that's going to make tensions go higher. This talks about geopolitical tensions a little bit, but not those ones, I don't think. And that may cause the Houthi rebels in Yemen to attack more ships, make ships go the longer route instead of going through the Gaza, the canal over there. I forget the name of the canal. I've been thinking too much about Panama these last few months. So that may cause shipping prices to go up, inflation to go up, that type of stuff. On the other hand here, we also had Ukraine launch some rockets or some attack on some Russian oil. And that's important because a lot of countries use Russian oil. So you may think of the easy ones as India or China. They both use Russian oil. But India will often buy Russian oil, then sell it to the Europeans. So the Europeans aren't buying it directly from Russia because that would be bad optics. It just kind of goes another route, and the price is a little bit more expensive, but it's still cheaper than buying oil from the United States and stuff like that. So hold on. There we go. Fuck. That was the first fly of the season in the house, and that's because I left my windows open. But it's been annoying me for the last, well, I guess I only saw it maybe like 10 minutes ago, but anytime you could smack a fly, it's a good day. All right. But yeah, so those are some of the things here, and all of these things lead to higher inflation, and that's leading to the higher dollar index, which is also leading people to be like, higher for longer. Maybe we're going to have rate cuts not in June, but maybe it's going to happen all the way out in August or something like that, you know? So people are kind of antsy right now, and there's a little bit more uncertainty that's been creeping back into the market. And while I'm not overly concerned here because the Bitcoin halving and whatnot, it still does make people kind of fear what could be around the corner. And I think you're seeing that just a little bit over the last couple of days here, because it's not just Bitcoin that's been falling. It has been the stock market also starting to be like, what's going on here? What's going on? I think Bitcoin is just more susceptible to it because it's 24/7. The stock market has time to kind of absorb some of these things, and it's not happening all the time in real time, right? Now, you could even see the big drop over here in Bitcoin was at 7 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night. It wasn't happening during market hours. We had a little bit of market hours drop here, but that's not too drastic. Over here, 10:30 at night, a little bit more drastic. Not as drastic during the open market hours here. So, in the short term though, I think somebody actually just alluded to this a few seconds ago. Bitcoin did just have a small breakout here trying to go back up. To me, if you're looking to do this type of trade, it is a day trade only. If you're going to be doing swing trades, you're going to have to put your stop loss all the way back down here, close to 64,600, and then you're just going to have to let it wait and see where it goes next. I was hoping, kind of hoping, that we might have had a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder, but the shoulder kind of never manifested itself. We had too strong support. Nevertheless, we did make a move up here, and we are having a small breakout. What that means for the next few hours is we'll most likely have an opportunity to start heading back up here towards $67,000. Again, basically what we were talking about during the midday stream here. But again, this is the 4-hour chart. We're bearish. Yeah, bearish, bullish, bearish. So it might take a little bit more time before we start to have some of those larger pumps. If you guys buy right now, don't be surprised if it does come back down and try to do a dip, then a rip later on. So that's just something to be aware of. The 1 hour chart's been bullish for a hot minute over here. You can see if you guys did buy when everything was a little bit more bullish, it ultimately didn't really make you much. You might have even got stopped out depending on where you buy it. So still a riskier time to trade for most. I've been using this as an opportunity to do some more dollar cost averaging here, hoping that once this market turns around, whether it be rate cuts or some type of big news, that'll also move the market a little bit higher. Our Faradesk trading portfolio, instead of being all green, remember we were all red, then we were all green, now we're all red again. We're down about 177 bucks, which isn't as bad as it was before, just because WIF has been holding up very well, ICP's been holding up very well, Bohm has been doing very, very well today, and everything else is only down moderately because, again, we put more money in some tokens rather than other tokens. So, but it's still down $176 at this point in time. I did open up some new ones over here on Blowfin just to kind of see how it works out. This one is actually up because I did the trades today because I got the funds today to do it. Basically, we're just up a few percent here. We'll see. I got a lot of 3x trades in here instead of your typical 2x ones, so I'm hoping to see what's going to happen. I talked to you guys about this a little bit throughout the beginning of the day here, but I do just want to bring it up again so can be transparent with this one. I told you guys before that I was going to put a few $1,000s into this account and do dollar cost averaging with you guys, and I was going to be happy to just kind of see where the money goes because I'm confident you buy and hold, you're going to be just fine, right? With this circumstance, they actually deposited money in here for me so I could do trading, more trades basically. But I don't, and the issue with that is it's not my money, so I can't take it out when I want to. And the way it works with this one, I guess, is they say that I can keep any of the profit that I make, but I can't take the initial money they give me out and put it into my wallet, which kind of makes sense, but I'm much more reckless when it's not my own money. So what I'm doing is I'm still going to do some dollar cost averaging with this one, I think, but perhaps I'll figure out another way to use it here because they said I have a limit of like a month or 2 months to use it. I'm asking for an extension because I prefer showing you guys at a dollar cost average because it's a lot more profitable. However, if they don't give me the extension with this one, what I might end up doing is just continuing to do the Faradesk one, and I may just do some kind of fun YOLOs with you guys as far as this account is concerned. I know I'm waiting for another sponsor to reach out to me as well. I don't know if they're actually going to. Oh, I forgot I have some editing software here. Let me close that because that takes up a lot of space on my computer. I don't know what the other sponsor is doing right now. I don't know if I'm actually going to work with them or if they're trying to ghost me. I'm not entirely sure. Sometimes over a weekend like Easter, they just kind of take more time off. Who knows? With that one, I think I do want to do more YOLO trades. I'll wait to see. But if there's going to be like a thing where they say I can only have the money for a couple months to do some trades with, I'll probably do the YOLOs on this one and I'll do the dollar cost averaging on the other one. And we'll see how that kind of balances out here. But again, I have to wait maybe like a week before I'm really sure. So I'm just going to pretend like this is going to be fine. I can hold this for like 5 to 6 months, something like that. And then I'll continue dollar cost averaging. Heck, the BOM, the Book of Meme, is already up 27% since we bought over here today, or since I bought here today. So I'm hoping I don't have to close that beautiful trade right there until it's up a few 100% or a few 1,000% even. That's when I'd prefer to close a lot of these trades here. Okie dokie. There we go. Okay, back over here. But right now we are looking at a little bit of a Bitcoin breakout. Everything else is having some nice returns so far, but it's more of a big breather compared to what happened yesterday. We can even go over here to the 4-hour chart. Ethereum breathing, Solana breathing, Dogecoin breathing, Bonk breathing. You know, everything's pretty much the same exact thing. Nothing really crazy with a lot of this. It's come down. Oh, boom. Book of Meme. We've talked about that one already. It's up 10% already, having a nice little push. Sheeb come back up a little bit, but again, a lot of the same looking charts here. So when you guys ask questions about a lot of stuff, the majority of them are going to have the exact same answer. So again, I'm sorry if I sound really repetitive, but there's not going to be really much new news here because, you know, we're still in the downtrend. We're still waiting for opportunities to break out. We're just not there yet. So this is basically a consolidation level for a lot of people out there, but it's not something of a huge buy opportunity, I don't think, just yet. I'm doing dollar cost averaging for those longer term plays, But as far as swing trades, I already have those swings open. I've added a little bit to those swings today, but you know, my stop loss is hovering right down here. So we'll see if I get stopped out, lose a few $1,000, or if I'm able to get some hope here with a nice rally coming towards us. Yeah, everything pretty much looks similar. ICP doesn't look nearly as bad. ID token came down hard. Whoosh. Yeah. Bloom. Yeah, a lot of stuff just looks a little bit too similar. Things like spell token coming down. What else? NMR, Fetch AI. I really want to see what happens with this new token though when it comes out, because you're going to see everybody buying it, and I don't know what the actual market cap is going to come back to into. I think I might be going with maybe Ajax or Fetch AIs. I doubt it's going to go with the Ocean market cap, but it'll be something to watch. Depending on how high the market cap is, that will really tell me how much money I want to invest in it, or if I want to start investing in some of those other other AI tokens that have lower market caps. With Blofin, which I really like here earlier, I was able to finally buy some of the tokens I've been looking for on CryptoSlate. So if I go over here to AI tokens, CryptoSlate here. I love water. All right, there we go. So I'd been trying to find a way to do turbo trades, and you see turbos all the way down here. I know it's kind of tiny, isn't it? And that was at 125% zoomed in. But you can see turbo all the way down here at 42. It has a market cap of $46 million. I finally was able to do a leverage trade on this. Now, as far as I know, that's BYDFi. I have a $100 trade with a 3x leverage on it, okay? With a market cap of 46 million. I think that's appropriate because higher leverages on $46 million tokens is not typically what I like to do. But I have an opportunity here to buy some, and we'll see how some of these smaller AI tokens can do, especially if that huge conglomerate that's coming out with Fetch AI, Ajax, and Ocean, if they mold, will money all go to those, or will people sell them off a little bit and start finding the next big AI token out there? Because there's only a few that people are really paying attention to, I would say. You know, we have the GRT, the TAO, the ICP. Those are all kind of larger market caps. We bought World Token a while ago, and that thing was going boom, but we sold off a lot of that back in early March. We haven't had an opportunity to really buy up as much as we wanted to, and just kind of recently here, because it kept on pumping after we sold it. Yeah. But really, you have stuff like Arkham, that's $381 million. You have PAL, 400 million, 477, 0XO, 329, GPU at 244. You know, there's a big drop off here once you get through some of the larger ones that we talk about. It goes a couple $100 million over here. NMR is something I've been buying. RLC, something I've been buying here as well. PHA, I've been buying that one up here pretty well too. It's been doing very well since I bought it, but still, you know, maybe I want to buy something else here. AI Tech 132. There's some golden spots here. You can see this is up 85%. I think in the last 30 days. Is that what it is? Yeah. So there's some nuggets in here that I'm looking to buy into. But some of these you can buy on BYDFi, and some of you can't. And I think a lot of them may be on different accounts when it comes to spot trading. You know, spot trading is always a little bit different here. I know you guys can't see everything on that side, but you know, spot trading, lots of stuff. Well, not as much stuff actually. This one, I might be thinking of BYDFi. But big thing is the fact that I'm able to buy something like Turbo, you know, using with leverage, I would say that's going to be important to me here pretty soon. A lot of other stuff here I want to be able to find out, but you can see the market cap's $1 million, $2 million. A lot of this stuff isn't going to be on exchanges for quite a bit of time here. But the other one I wanted to buy was somebody recommended Volt or something. So I can find it. VAI. This is something I've been trying to find as well, but I don't think I was able to find it on here. Futures. VA. Nope, no VAI here. So I'm desperately looking for some of these tokens here to see how they do. But when those three things go away, people are going to just have that as part of their portfolio. I'm not going to have nearly as much money as I did before tied up into that one coin. I'm going to have to split it up a little bit, because then it's just going to turn into a large coin with a large market cap. I'm not going to be as excited about that. I'm still going to be excited, just not as excited about it. All right. There we go. And even with all the news, it has been enough to kind of keep those AI stocks afloat, or AI tokens afloat, excuse me. All right, let's go back over here. There we go. Back to the 15. And we'll see. Oh, we weren't even able to close above resistance. Interesting. We broke above it, so that's to make things easier going forward. But yeah, we're definitely having some issues here where we're, you know, kind of just see this channel forming. We might still be looking to consolidate here before a larger move up. It looks like we want to make one at least in the next few hours. We're going to have to make a pretty good move, but most of us will be asleep by then. So we'll kind of keep this going here. Pop open those back up here too. And for now, I'm going to squeeze the stochastic down just a little bit more so I have more breathing room down there. What do I see in the AI tokens in general? Oh, just a normal movement across sectors, across even just different currencies out there where everybody's looking for something to do with AI tokens or AI in general, not just AI tokens. The Web3 space has been buzzing around AI. There's a lot of institutional money going through venture capital into these AI companies, and they're trying to build something up within the blockchain that can make people a lot of money. Usually these things are kind of based around infrastructure and not so much as a business to consumer, B2C, it's more B2B type of stuff. But there's still lots of money to be made in that, and then that money will allow them to do more, basically more social media buzz around the token, which will pump up the price and make everybody pretty happy there. Hey Sean, how long am I leaving my leverage longs open for? Typically, I'm hoping for 3 to 4 months at the longest here. Anything longer than that, I'll be just like, I'll take the profits and I'll be happy with them. The funding rates, yeah, they're always an issue, but they're never as much as you might think. So it really depends on how high the leverage is. 2 to 3x leverage, I would say, is acceptable. Once you start getting up to 5 and 10, those funding fees can really start to grind on you if you're going to be holding for a long period of time. Usually, if you're holding a 10x leverage, you reach your target of profit really fast. But if you're looking for a very high price target out there that may take months, and you're using a 10x leverage, yeah, that can really bleed you dry with some of those fees. I did the fair desk one for you guys a while ago here, and I just kind of zoomed in on this, and I was showing you guys, let's see, might be able to show this to you guys. I'm leaning down so much I can barely see my face on the screen. Here we go. So let's do a larger win than maybe a smaller move. So I started buying this up in January 22nd, and then I sold it March 2nd over here. So a couple months basically. About a month and a half, something like that. But this one, the fees were $51, but after that I was still able to make $1,665 in profit, sorry. You can see the funding fees over here, $6, $1. Let me go to something that's kind of high, NKN right here. So this one was a 3x leverage. I started buying this in February, sold it in March. That was $15, $16. It turned $111 of profit into 94. Whiff. I'm trying to find something that I bought a long time ago though. Ren 216 GN. There you go. I started buying OGN back in December of 2020, December 22nd. I bought a little bit more in January, then a little bit more in February, then I sold it in March. That one made about $136 of profit, and the fees were $21, so the profit was around $115 overall. So usually it doesn't, you know, you see everything's green. Nothing was green over here that turned out to be red over here because of the fees. But the fees can add up depending on how much money you're putting in here. This is $10, this is $3, this is $51, $31, $1, $6, $1.63. I don't think I was holding core for too long. Oh, actually, I held core on me for like a week or something like that. So that was about 63 cents. I only made like $9 off the trade, so it wasn't a lot. But you can see, you know, this turned us $26 in profit to 24. This turned $84 in profit down to 79. So, you know, it really just depends on how much leverage you're using. But typically anything around the 2 to 3x leverage is fine. You might even try to do a baby trade and see if the fees are acceptable to you before even trying to do that. For me, it seems okay. This was actually an experiment for us on the channel as well to see how big of the fees might be. They weren't terrible for us, but they're noticeable, right? If you add those up, it's at least a couple $100. But I also invested thousands of dollars in there. So in the scheme of things, you know, $8,000 profit, $200 in fees for holding for a few months. Not bad. The issue with that trade, I guess I would say, is I sold because I was like, damn, you know, we're kind of getting into FOMO territory here. I should probably take some profits, right? And what I ended up doing was selling on March 2nd, which was over here. Right there. Now, you see that I did not sell at the top of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is actually still higher than where I bought it at that point in time. But I felt like I made a lot of profit because I was loading up all the way. A lot of these tokens I had bought over here, and then again over here, and again over here, and a little bit over here. So all of this was lower than that. So I was kind of happy to sell and take the profit. That's basically my thought process. I wanted to hold a few, but I accidentally clicked a button that sold everything off at the same time. So that kind of messed up some things, but I didn't get back into any of the trades. I was like, you know what? It's a sign that I should just get out of those trades. But you know, you look at things like, you know, Ethereum since then, you know, Ethereum since March 2nd, we're pretty much a little bit below that, but not a lot. You go over here to find something like the Ajax, you know, March 2nd was over here. It's still higher than where it was March 2nd. World token. Right here. It went a lot higher than when after I sold it, and then it's back to kind of a little bit lower than where we sold it off here. So you kind of get mixed results for still holding, but the fees would have still been adding up as well here. Gala, no, not Gala, that's what we did. What else did we buy here? Oh, we bought Ocean. Where's Ocean at? That's the one. Yeah, sold right here, March 2nd. Right? Went much higher. It went from where we sold at $1.07, went all the way up to $1.67, you know? So different types of things. But again, I was buying it over here. So technically, if I buy it over here and I sell it right over here, I'm still pretty happy with it. It's just that, like, I'm like, damn, it went all the way up here. here. But generally, you know, the way I like to do this is we're in a slump for whatever reason. I'll buy during that slump, and then when the market starts to move higher, I'll be happy to sell. But don't expect me to give you the exact top of when to sell here. That's not what I'm good at. I'm good at making you money. This is good old dollar signs right there. The people that usually lose the most money are the people that are hoping to sell right then and there. If you're lucky, you can get there, but you're usually scaling out during that part. You're not selling everything off in one large chunk. It's too hard. Well, okay, for me, it's too hard. I bet there's people out there that can time that stuff, but that's not me. All I want to do is make money. That's like my little existence for being in the cryptocurrency market, just to make money, nothing else. Let's see. This it right here. There we go. But those fees can't add up. I haven't had too many problems with them so far. All right. Hey, Dr. V, happy to see you. Hello, Mike. Do you think Arbitrum has a chance to hit 157 before it falls down again? How high is the chance? 157. Arbitrum's been getting pounded here for quite a bit of time. It bounced off of the old trend line from the downward move. I remember that, seeing that today, but yeah, let's get rid of this here. Well, it's trying to bounce off of the 200 daily moving average, which is kind of a nice little thing here. You're trying to see if it can get back up to 157. I think that's realistic. I mean, so far you're seeing a little bit of a reversal here. The big challenge is actually if it can just get to 157 in the first place. I would be more confident about it getting back down to 152, back up to 152 to 155. 157 is going to be pushing it up here because typically the way I look at this type of stuff is there's going to be that level of resistance right up here around 156.91. Typically, we don't make it up here on the first try. We come back down right below that, then we try to make a higher low, then we have that breakout like that. So typically that's the way we would consolidate our way out of this. This, though, this takes a few days at least. It probably wouldn't happen today. So you might be happy as it goes up, and you might be very depressed while it goes down, and to see, because then again, this becomes the crucial point. Are we falling down or are we going back higher? The way Bitcoin is going right now, it looks like it's trying to hold on to that $61,000 support. There's still buyers coming in here every now and again. We're not just like flashing down day after day after day. We're still looking okay. There's still buyers here. We found support, and you can see again, like we're used to having these really drastic moves down in like a really bad time like this, where it's just coming down really fast, and we just keep on going down. Bitcoin hasn't really done that just yet here. We're finding a way to have some buyers come back in. Now, eventually, we probably will most likely come back down here a little bit to retest some support levels, but that's kind of where you might start to see Arbitrum come back down. But I would say closer to 150, 155 or so seems more realistic. You look at that 20 moving average in the 4-hour chart, that's also going to be an issue, but I think we can break back above it. Usually the 20s on here aren't the most important, at least for some of these altcoins. Let's see right here though. When you have that short-term peak, you'll be able to add a Fibonacci extension tool and kind of grasp it out. I think $1.57 isn't crazy hard to get to over the next, like during this week. But that really means that Bitcoin just needs to go sideways at least from here on out. I don't know if it's necessarily going to do that. So you might get back up to 155 or so, maybe even just 153 if things get really rough. But you should still have a pretty nice move going back up there. That one. There you go. There you go. Bitcoin found a way to have a small reversal here. We're still closing above it, which is a nice move. A little bit harder than it should have been, but at least we're taking that move. And a computer guy, what about Forth you want me to talk about here? Is that a stock or a cryptocurrency? But I'll talk about it. Just let me know what you're looking for, what you're hoping from it. There you go. And hey, Ken, are we going up or down? Right now we're going up. We just had a small breakout. That's pretty much the whole point of this stream, I would say today. Yeah, is we just broke out above resistance. We had this little bit of a channel working out for us with these two resistance levels, these two support levels. We managed to hold both until just recently. We finally started to get some breath here. It's a short-term pump up though, if you ask me. I would be surprised if we just go, you know, all the way back up to $70,000, something like that. I think we're gonna have to cook a little bit, cool off, and hopefully try to continue moving up. We might see a little bit more opportunity tonight. Then when the market opens up back tomorrow, that's when things might get a little bit more heated. So tomorrow morning, you might see Grayscale and so forth start to unload some more stuff. People panic a little bit more, and just generally more of a downward move with Bitcoin. But right now, market's closed. Everybody's happy. You know, people are buying back into Bitcoin right now. Is it safe to do a 2x on meme tokens on isolated? What's a good position size to put them in? Just start off with and get some decent rate of return. At this point, I suppose it is. Be careful of what exchange you actually do that on. There are some exchanges that have very volatile moves that happen for a flash of a second, but that flash of a second can trigger some type of liquidation event if you're not careful when it comes to an isolated trade. You know, you might just pop in 25 bucks. Like I have an account right there that's 4,000 bucks in it. I'm doing $25, $50, or $100 places in there. Those are all cross leveraged though with 3x. So maybe with the 2x, you just want to stick to 25 or 50. And you can kind of add more and more as you need to. And once you start making some profits on it, it's going to be less and less likely that you're going to have some type of liquidation event, right? So I would say probably anywhere between $10 and $25 is going to be a reasonable level. Because again, if you're doing a 2x leverage, you know, up 1%, you make 2%, down 1%. So basically, if it falls down 50%, then you get liquidated. Like, oh, okay, that's reasonable. Why would I hold a coin when it's coming down that much in the first place? On the other side of things, if it's 3x leverage, then it only has to get down a little bit for it to get like 33% for it to get liquidated. That's kind of like, you could see an altcoin go down 33%, right? Yeah. So that's where things are a little more like, uh-oh, 2x is probably the place to be. Typically, I do cross strategies there, but theoretically, as long as you're not doing 3x or higher, you're just sticking to 2x, it should be fine to do isolated trades. Especially if you have like, you're mixing up your portfolios. Like if you have a swing trading portfolio over here and you want to do some meme tokens on the side, you just want to make sure there's a clear barrier there. I think that's where isolated trades make a lot of sense there. Hey Shane, there's nobody that can hit the exact tops repeatedly. Yeah, I've given up on even trying. All I want to do is buy low, sell high, and that distance is more than enough for me to make some good money here. And a big rally buy on April 7th when you get paid. There's going to be a lot of people buying up. And of course, remember, April 10th, I'm just going to keep on saying this for people that can't watch all of my streams because I know I stream a lot. April 10th is CPI inflation data. April 11th is PPI inflation data, and that's going to cause a lot of chaos in the markets. And then I believe the Friday afterwards, I think even this Friday here, we're going to have some jobs reports coming out, and that's going to make people even wonder even more, like, are we slowing down or not? Because what could potentially happen here is you guys know that we're in a kind of a good news is bad news scenario, bad news is good news. If we start to have bad news finally about the economy, that will get people more excited about rate cuts, because that will mean that Trump has to start cutting sooner rather than later, and that could be a good sign for the market there. It's kind of weird to say it like that, but remember, good news is bad news is good news. The good news is bad news. That's the economy being stronger than expected. That's been having higher inflation, and that higher inflation has been bad news because, again, bad news and good news, it all relates to what happens with inflation and interest rates going up or down based off of what Jerome Powell wants to do with his varying strategies out there. And a computer guy, Forth is a new low market cap crypto coin. Okay, let's see if I can find it on coinmarketcap.com. I think we might have talked about this before. Forth, Ampleforth governance token. It's a 492 million, number 492 million right here. $87 million market cap. Website. Let's see if I can find this here. Forth. The Binance. It's definitely been coming off some of these highs here. Hit up to a couple levels of resistance. Not terrible. I mean, how did it work out with the Fibonacci levels here? Yeah, right there. I guess we do have a more accurate one over here. Let's see how that one worked out. Still pretty much the same though. Okay, so what I'll do right now is I'll just try to find out what some of those support levels are. Now let's see if is it honoring any of these support levels. That's going to be a crucial thing here. All right. Hasn't done a very good job of honoring these support levels, that's for sure. No. A little bit. Not really. Not really. Alright. Maybe you'll see it get squeezed in between the moving averages here like we've seen before. But the next support level seems to be around $5.14, which is close to maybe like 60 cents below where we are now or abouts. Let me go over here and check out the actual company. Ample decentralized unit of account. Ample is a price stable but supply volatile cryptocurrency that targets the CPI adjusted dollar. It is used as a unit of account and collateral asset. The Ample protocol automatically increases or decreases the quantity of tokens in user wallets, such as the price of Ample reverts to one CPI adjusted dollar. Oh, interesting. So Bitcoin price changes with man Ample, the number of units changes, such as the each Ample equals 1 USD. In practice, this automatic process of adjusting supply in the response to demand takes time to find equilibria, learned by Ample's key benefits. I wonder how that works if you put it in a cold storage, because it can't, like, how does that work with the exchanges? I'm very confused. But it's kind of an interesting concept here, so it looks like it can definitely get some traction. How's it been doing over the last few months? Definitely. Oh, this thing's been around since 2021. Ah, so it's nothing new, I see. Last year it's been getting some growth. It's been coming back down now, but it definitely had some nice growth. So it's definitely entered back into a consolidation zone at this point. Not terrible. It might need to come back down a little bit more. I'm looking at the daily chart here, but since it's already had a nice pump here, you could assume it's going to have another good pump here once the altcoin season and stuff like that really gets started. So a good long-term hold if you ask me. Or, you know, what, 4 to 5 month hold. Who knows how long the bull market's going to last, but you know. There you go. And then we are not having a robust breakout where everything is going all nice and easy. We are definitely having to battle for every inch here. Anyway, Walter, once we break all-time high again, do you think Bitcoin will charge up and up like we did recently? Yeah, it'll have something of a larger move here. The catalyst will either be the halving, or it'll be most likely just inflation data being very, very good along with rate hikes, or rate cuts, excuse me. But yeah, it should have another large move, and it should go like just up and up and up pretty constantly, because that'll be the final move that Bitcoin makes, theoretically, where after that, then we start going back into bear market territories. Everybody's very upset about what's happening with Bitcoin and stuff like that. I still think we have plenty of time until that happens, but the next move that Bitcoin has will definitely be a larger one, which is why I'm not totally, annoyed about Bitcoin consolidating here. The longer we consolidate, usually the larger breakout that happens. Hey Sheldon, a lot of traders are saying that Bitcoin is going to trade sideways and down until September. Should you hold any long position? I mean, I am, but it's just because that what typically happens if you do that, if you have no holdings in cryptocurrency, is you buy, right? I mean, you bought something. Well, let me actually just read it this way with an example. I keep on forgetting my head is on the spot. There we go. So let's say you're holding Bitcoin or something like this. Let's go back in time to 2020 so you can kind of see the previous one. You buy down here or something like that. You kind of ride the wave up. Bitcoin starts to fall. Everybody assumes we're going all the way back down. There's kind of a huge anxiety about it. And not to say we're going to follow this exact pattern, but typically what could happen is once people start to sell off, there is a floor that is hit. Maybe the floor is down here, right? But what usually happens is we might have a spike back up here, and then we might make a higher move. People generally don't buy right here after selling right here. They're waiting for it to dip back down, because then they go back into that longer term bearish mindset where they're hoping that it goes down to a certain date. Bitcoin has this horrible, horrible habit where it just starts to go parabolic out of nowhere, and you're kind of left chasing it. I don't want to be chasing Bitcoin. I just kind of want to be in it and waiting for those larger moves. If you want to sell right now and buy down later, just sell and then dollar cost average into it. So at least as the price of Bitcoin, if it keeps on going down all the way to September here, at least you're able to buy a little bit there, buy a little bit there. So your average is probably like right around here by the time some larger move takes off, right? That's a better way to go about it. I wouldn't try to just sell and have nothing. I don't want to be buying a little bit, because again, what could happen here is all of a sudden inflation starts to peak back down a little bit. There's not a surprise here. We have a little bit of a weakening of data with lower inflation. That would give the Fed a good opportunity to cut rates. Then all of a sudden come, April 15th or 20th, all of a sudden we're zooming back out. And if for people that sell here and they're waiting for a large move down here, they get stuck and they're forced to buy over here higher and higher and higher. And that becomes a little bit more of an issue there. That's the downside of it. For me, I would just do the first method right there. Just dollar cost average after you sell. You can definitely do that. I just hold, less fees, less taxes, less problems for me, basically. There we go. And wrong window. There you are. But yeah, you can definitely do it that way if you want to. I've been hearing a lot of people talking about that theory that we're going to be going down until September. I'm hoping that that's not true. I'm still kind of optimistic about Bitcoin, because I think right now, in a very weird way, Bitcoin is data dependent, which is not something I think I would be talking about so much here. And hey, Bullish Roger Dodger, thank you very much for the super chat. If you get a chance, can you check GMRX newer gaming token? Yeah, let me first just check it out here. GMRX. So gaming. Let's go. I'm running out of water. I haven't even lit up my Cuban cigar yet. Okay, so it's up 2-3% today. It's number 419, has a good market cap of 127 million. It's not a teeny weeny one, which can be a little more risky, right? Let's check it out. We're powering gamers everywhere. Web3. Oh, that's good. I love Web3. Gaming is a Web3 gaming infrastructure project strategically positioned at the disruptive intersection of Web3, gaming, and cloud computing. Cloud computing on top of that? Wow. Getting lots of sucker punches there. Okay. With more than 3 billion active gamers globally set to transition into the new exciting world of Web3 gaming, Gaiman's innovative technology solution means that Gaiman project is set to be a key gateway for the mass adoption of Web3 games and blockchain technology. Okay. So built for PC gamers, I like that already. Let's see. So how to help pay for their gaming by passively monetizing their unused computational resources via game and cloud services. Oh, interesting. Offering true ownership of their in-game assets stored as NFTs with real utility, interoperability, and cross-game game capability. Oh, that'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool if there was a whole infrastructure of multiple games where you can take your outfits and your weapons and stuff from game to game if they were kind of built on the same infrastructure. That might be kind of interesting. This is definitely a longer term type of investment though. Just from what I'm looking at now, it's gonna take a while for gamers to be on board with Web3 stuff. Resources, roadmap, okay, press, summary, platform. Game launcher, marketplace, NFTs, okay, dashboard. Okay. I wish they talked about some of the bigger games on their platform, but I think overall, watch streamers and earn. Oh. With Gaiman, the user now has the ability to watch and earn by viewing Twitch streams through Gaiman's innovative streaming integrations. That's kind of cool. So you can earn tokens by doing that, which you can spend on NFTs and stuff. Not bad. Okay, let's go over here to the actual price action though, just so we can see what's going on. GMRX. GMRX, yes sirree. On Bybit, it's flagging right now like it wants to break out to the upside. So if you're looking to do a day trade, go for it. Here though, it's going to be definitely day trade because right above that, there's a level of resistance here. There we are. You're definitely going to see it try to take a pop here over the next few hours. This is a 4-hour chart. The daily chart looks more like this, where it's going to try to most likely pop up. Let me take off the magnet here and come back down. I don't expect it to kind of go sky high like that unless some type of social media event happens, which I doubt it would for something like this. You know, metaverse tokens haven't been the best received tokens out there over the past few months. They've been doing fine, just not meme token quality of glory. All right, let's go back over here to the 1-hour chart though. So yeah, I would expect a little bit of a retest here. If Bitcoin's able to have a decent move today, at least just go sideways, I actually think you have an opportunity to break out. This breakout would be something of a short-term breakout where you'd only expect it to get back up here towards 0.022. As far as the weekly chart and stuff, there's not really that much data on this. Is there anything on KuCoin here? No. CoinX? No. Yeah, so there's not really much data I can give you as far as the technicals here. Oh, there we go. No, that's GMX, that's not GMRX. So different token entirely. But yeah, I still think it's a good long-term hold here. I definitely would buy some up if I could. I don't know if I actually can. Let me see. Infrastructure is always something I'm happy to buy into. Markets. Okay, nothing that I can buy yet. Nothing that I can have. No. Nope, nothing that I can get onto just yet. It's not any of the US exchanges, but eventually it will be. I'll buy a couple $100 worth and just kind of hold it in there. Maybe just $100 worth, but it's worth investing in a little bit here just to kind of see where it goes. Or you can literally, if you don't want to invest too much in it, just watch Twitch through their platform and see how much tokens you can get. Might be worth a lot someday, especially with that, since it has a low market cap right now. And here, like, happy to see my man. Water for the win, definitely. I always need much more water. I heard Mexi will require KYC June 30th. Is this true? If so, I'm just screwed. I need to sell and move to Blowfin. Thank you. I put a link down to Blowfin, so they do have a couple freebies for signing up and stuff like that. But I haven't heard much news about Mexi. So I don't have access to Mexi, and that's why I'm a little bit clueless on the subject. Mexi KYC. Let's go to news. Mexi reportedly cracks on users from China with no KYC. A lot of stuff with China, so they could be moving it over here to America. I would ask their support just to see if they have it, because I'm not seeing much news here. I can go over here to this. Let's go over here to Twitter. There we go. Okay. Intel Mexi is going to KYC. So there's a note that happened. This was April 1st. This was yesterday. Dear Mexi users, in accordance with Mexi's terms of service, we have detected that you are in a location in the country region where Mexi services are restricted. Please complete the KYC verification as soon as possible. Please note that KYC, okay, June 30th, okay. Otherwise, your account will be cleared out. That doesn't sound good. So maybe you might have to. June 30th, yeah. Yeah, breaking. Mexi users are receiving the emails. They will be required to KYC in order to use the exchange. They have until June 30th, 2024, or their account will only allow withdrawals. So it looks like Weeks is official is the way. Sign up and burn lunacy. There we go. So, yeah, definitely going to be some issues there, I would say. So be careful with it. I'd probably find another exchange. You know, search around a little bit. I know I get sponsored by these guys, but feel free to search around a little bit. I do like Blowfin though, just because of the number of tokens you guys can do future trading on. Look at all those tokens. Keep scrolling, keep scrolling. There's just so many of them. And you know, the only thing, just like every other exchange, it's not just them. Personally, what annoys me the most is that they have a list price section, a 24-hour percentage section, and a volume section. I really wish they had a market cap section so I could see what has the lowest market cap, which has the highest market cap. That way, if all these tokens I've just never seen before that are on here, I can kind of have a clear understanding of what's going on before I go over here to CoinMarketCap, do all the searching for it, do all the research for it, and see if I actually want to buy it or not. But yeah, you're probably gonna have to find another exchange, unfortunately. But it's not now, it's not even May, it's at the end of June. So you might take some time with it if you want to, but you're definitely gonna see a lot of people removing their tokens from that because, you know, not everybody likes KYC. It's just a fact of life. All right, so give me a second here, guys. Let's have some fun with this one. So, this is that Cuban Royal Robust that I was talking about here. I've been wanting to light this thing up for like a cool hour, but you know, when we get talking about Bitcoin, Bitcoin is very, very important to me and to us. There we go. Now, let's see. A little bit of espresso, a little bit of chocolate. God, I love these cigars. All right. It's still a little bit tight. They rolled it a little bit too tight here. I'm not the biggest fan of that. Squish it around a little bit so I can loosen up just a tad. Not really the best call to be doing this, but I don't think I have a choice. Alright. We'll see how this goes. Sliver of tobacco came off right there. Let's stop that. All right, lightly toasted. The flavor is great. It's a great Cuban cigar. It's too hard on the draw. But I did just buy off a box of cigars from my friend, and they're nice Cubans. There's a Bolivar, so I'll be getting them in a few days, and I'll be smoking those things. It's a box of 25 Cubans. Most of the time I get a box of 10 or 5 or something like that. A box of 25 has come my way, which is gonna make my life a lot easier there. Got a Mexican burner phone. There you go. Hey, just so you guys know that, what do you call when I do move to Panama next year, I'm probably going to have an account open with every single exchange since I'm going to be able to. And then I will be able to test out all of them and kind of see which one works best and which one doesn't work best. But right now I try not to break too many of the KYC rules and stuff like that, because again, for me, I can't use MEXC. That's why I'm always kind of clueless about what's going on. Right? Look at that. Oh, ooh. Your IP and nationality indicate that you are located in a country or region where MEXC services are restricted. According to MEXC's terms of service, MEXC does not provide services to users in the country region where you are located. If you have any questions, kindly contact MEXC customer service. So, not really much I can do about that. So, we'll keep track of it. I will remind you guys every few weeks. Hey, reminder: KYC, MEXC, start moving in crypto over to other places. Maybe I'll make another video. I'll just make a video about it, telling you guys about what's going on here. That's important enough for me to make a solo video on, right? Wait, don't you just use a VPN for MEXC? I'm so confused now. I mean, you can if you want to, but I don't use a VPN for exchanges. I have a VPN. I pay for, what is it? I pay for ExpressVPN. That's what I've always paid for. It works fine, it does the job, but I just never really use it for exchange. I use it for other stuff, basically. Hey, Cleo. I'm guessing I think that'll be what it is. Careful of that, because I remember BitGet said something similar that I noticed most of my cryptocurrency was gone off of BitGet. I didn't really have much left in there in the first place, but there wasn't anything left when I went back and checked it out. I think there was just a fraction of a Bitcoin and a fraction of some BGB tokens in there. Turn on VPN. There's a KYC workaround. I did it. Well, there you go. I guess, yeah, if you got an email, it's different, but I don't use MEXC, so I don't know. It's by becoming a digital resident of Palau. Oh yeah, I've heard about that. You know, they're making a killing off of those right there. Will Americans ever be unbanned from most of the exchanges? No, probably not. Remember, America's goal during all of this is to make a centralized system. Crypto, in theory, is all about decentralization, getting the government out of our business, letting us trade, letting us make money, letting us do our thing. The government doesn't like that. They want to find a way to make money off of it, basically. And so they're trying to centralize it to a few different exchanges out there. So what they're really going to be focusing on is moving a lot of people towards Crypto.com and Coinbase. And that's kind of where they're trying to push everybody. Heck, they even went after, well, they've even been going after Coinbase actually, but they even went after Kraken, and Kraken was doing a whole bunch of good stuff. So, you know, they're trying to mold the market into a framework that they like. Cryptocurrency is, and Web3, basically blockchain, it's not something that can be easily molded because it was designed to be not moldable like that. So that's why they're basically just doing your band, your band, your band. You can't be here, you can't be here, and people are just finding ways to go around it. Remember, China banned a whole bunch of cryptocurrencies and stuff like that a while ago. People in China are still trading, just, you know, they're doing it without the government's permission. Took about a month, but I got an actual ID card. Oh, well, that's nice. I'm gonna have to get one of those drill tools for cigars. Hold on a second here. I'm actually upset enough to buy it right now. Amazon. No, Amazon, not Amazon sign in or that, just Amazon. Commerce. Am I signed in already? I am signed in already. Cigar. Clear. Opener? No. What is that tool called? There you go. Cigar draw. There you go. Okay. Cigar draw tool. Oh, these things are kind of pricey. These things. I need one of these things though, so Thursday, tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow. That's cool. Tomorrow. Look, pretty much. I don't think I need a lion's head. That's a little too flashy for me. $10. There we go. Okay, hold on a second here, guys. Oh God, I want my cigar to be perfect. I really do. I just don't want to have any hassle with it. Free delivery order within 2 hours. Okay, then I'm gonna deliver it down here to me. I want a 7-inch or a 6-inch. Oh my God, 1 extra inch is $7 extra or $6 extra. I'll get the 6-inch. This is not 6 inches. Could be 6 inches. I don't know. Let's go over here to add to cart. Proceed to checkout. Michael, you're pre-approved for an Amazon gift card. Let's pay with a credit card. I got some Capital One rewards I can use. I can save some money on it. And then, okay. Order place. It'll be delivered tomorrow, April 3rd. There we go. I'll be happy. Finally. Okay, sorry about that. This thing, a Bitcoin looks like wants to make a move here pretty soon. That'd be nice. I like to have a good draw. And if it doesn't have a good draw, what's the point of having a Cuban, right? And a computer guy. You got the ID, then you were able to KYC on Mexi, Bybit, and BingX. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I remember when BingX was fine in the USA too. Then all of a sudden, boom, got kicked out. Everybody's just getting kicked out now. What platform do I use? There's a few of them here that still don't require me to have KYC here that I've been using. So Fairdesk, haven't had any problems with that one. Although I think I might have done KYC with Fairdesk because of the response. I'm not entirely sure. BYDFi has been good. I haven't had to do an ID with them. And then there's also Blowfin here. I haven't had any issues with them so far. I know one of the people that wants to sponsor my channel right now is Bitmart, but I know Bitmart, I think it's KYC. And so I don't even think they'll let you in with the IP address. You're gonna have to use a VPN for that one too. So it's definitely been getting a lot more rough over the past, 2 to 3 years to really find those exchanges. You used to have so many options. You know what? Remember, I used to love trading on, like in 2020, 2021, I was using KuCoin all the time. That's why I did the majority of my trades. And then I also did a lot of trading on BitGet. Both of those are no-goes for me these days. And hey, Rob, how do I feel about Bitcoin Cash giving the halving? If you have a stop loss on it, that's kind of tight or that's pretty close, you might be a little bit more concerned about it. Right now, I'm just continuing to hold on to my trades and waiting for the halving and those large moves coming up. You're pretty much waiting for a combination of the halving, rate cuts from the Fed, and that's going to really give you the big move that we're all hoping for that next big altcoin season there. If you're kind of getting worried or something like that, add a stop loss onto your trade so you know how much you're going to lose, perhaps. Or you could just sell and try to buy back lower if that works out for you too. Dollar cost averaging is simply just something that I typically do so I can stay in the trade. But if you feel like it might come down even more, you could always just pull the plug, buy back down later on, and just kind of relieve yourself from some of that day-to-day pressure that I know we all have. Do I watch anime? I do watch anime. Yes, I do. The U.S. Fed just moved $2 billion from Silk Road to... Yeah, they did that earlier today. There hasn't been any more movement since then. But the last time they sold Bitcoin, nothing happened. So it wasn't a big event. So I'm hoping that nothing really happens this time around either. They do a lithium miner on BT miners? I have no idea what that is, but it sounds interesting. Am I still dollar cost averaging? Yes. Market dips are usually where I accelerate buying Bitcoin typically. Let's see how this works out. But yeah, typically for me, I'm dollar cost averaging. I just bought Bitcoin today. Now, my goal is to buy and wait for Bitcoin to eventually go higher. We may go down to 61,000 before going higher. We may go back down to 58,000 or 56,000 before going higher. Or we may all go all the way to $50,000 before going higher. I'm still going to be dollar cost averaging this entire way before that ultimate move comes up. That's just the way I typically like to trade. Yeah, it's just my preferred way of trading. So I don't really have to worry about stuff. I'm a guy that doesn't like to be stressed out. Typically, dollar cost averaging doesn't make me stressed out. If you are feeling like you're stressed out while dollar cost averaging, typically what I would say is you might just be dollar cost averaging too much money into the market. Excuse me. And sometimes you don't realize it until the market comes back down. Because we started dollar cost averaging, or I started dollar cost averaging a few weeks ago, back over here this Thursday. Right there. Was it? When did we start dollar cost averaging these trades? Some of these I bought earlier than others. 329, 322, 307, 307, 307. Sorry. So I started a dollar cost average over here. Then I bought a little bit more right here. Then I bought a little bit more right here. And I bought a little bit more right here. And then, you know, I'll buy a little bit more right here this Thursday. So pretty much since I bought, we've been going sideways. It's not really much happening. But my altcoins have been coming down a lot more than Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been sideways. You know, think about, what's an altcoin that we talk about quite a bit on here? Maybe like a Matic. You know, Matic has not gone sideways. It's been, it's been going freaking down. So yeah. If that makes you feel more comfortable, you can definitely do that way. There's no shame in it. There's no like bad. There's no like, you know, negative connotation. Just do what feels right to you guys. As long as you guys are making money, I typically just like, you know, keep doing what you're doing. Uh-oh. There we go. Hoping that was not going to freak out on me. Still giving a little bit of trouble right here. We're really just not having a nice little pump. We're really just grinding up, which doesn't give me the best hope here. I'm hoping that Bitcoin can just have a more robust move here over the next few hours. Hey Travis, yeah, we're definitely going to be going lower over the next few days here unless something can really give us a catalyst. We might have higher lows and stuff, or some lower highs where, you know, we're coming like this, then ultimately making a new low breaking down. That's most likely what's going to happen here. Because again, what I was hoping for when it came up to earlier last week was I wanted to see the MACD, the stochastic, and the RSI all being bullish. And that would give me much more optimism for us to have a larger breaker and have a really good move. We never had the MACD go back into positive territory right here, so I never got completely bullish on Bitcoin, which is why I started doing my long trades over here and not really going all in and being like, okay, I'm going to buy a little bit here, I'm going to see what happens, I'll buy a little more next, and so forth there. But you know, typically, maybe if you want something easier, like an easy signal to buy, perhaps I can do this. I want to stab a toothpick into this so bad, but I don't think I can. Anyway, here, one way, double click. Oh, I'm in the drawing mode. That's why. What the heck is going on here? There you are. Okay. So one way you may make this a little bit easier is if you go over to the smart money concept strategy that I built out for you guys. If you guys even just ignore all the oscillators here. If you guys are afraid that we're kind of peaking right now and we're looking at something of a drop, like, you know, we peaked, we're looking at a drop, something bad can happen in the future, something bad can happen in the future, like that. What you can typically do is, since we're kind of already in this kind of nice bull market, you can wait for a red candle to show up and that have a big bearish signal, and you can just wait for the next green signal to come along. Because again, you can buy down here, sell anywhere up here, and be happy with the profit. If you want to wait for us to come back down more, if we do, then wait for this to all be red, you know, we finally have a green candle over here and buy for that next leg. You can always try to do that, as well as, you know, hopefully you'd want to be looking at the oscillators and whatnot too. But there are different ways of going about it here. I'm just some guy, I don't like to buy and sell a lot when it comes to my swing trades. I like to just have them open, hold them, and then wait to see what happens through the long term with them. Doesn't mean you can't have a stop loss though, but you're going to have a pretty generous stop loss because you're going to have a pretty generous price target if you're going to be holding for months, of course. What exchange do I trade on? Fairdesk, Blowfin right now, and BYDeFi. I got links for them down below if you want to check them out. You don't have to put money in them, but just, you know, check them out, see if you like them or not. Why don't I like KuCoin? No, I like KuCoin, but KuCoin's not available in my country anymore. Like here. Based on my IP address, we do not currently provide services in your country or region due to local laws, regulations, or policies. We apologize for any inconvenience. You know, there you go. So I just don't have access to it. What exchange? Oh, there you go. Solana's very volatile, but it keeps reaching new lows and highs within one day. Would it be worth day trading, and why haven't I done so? Most because I don't like to day trade Solana all too much. I'm more of a traditional Bitcoin, Ethereum type of guy. Solana, it typically is more volatile than I want it to be. So just typically don't trade it as much. I'm more consistent, I would say, from my data looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you want to trade it, it'd be fine. You're basically just gonna have to wait for those momentum shifts. Like over here, if we go back to Solana here, this is more of what I don't day trade it, but it's not something bad to day trade. I actually tell you guys a lot that if you guys want more volatility, Solana is definitely the way to go. All right. Oscillators are green right there, right there, right there. You're looking good. You're also seeing a little bit of a breakout happening right there. What was that breakout actually happening from? So this breakout really hasn't been the best just yet. It's kind of still waiting. But we did break out right there. Typically, I don't trade in these circumstances. Let's see. A little more robust. You can try over here. The signals just aren't as clean for me. That one was kind of okay. That one was actually okay, not good. That one typically okay. Maybe an hourly chart you might be okay, but this is more of swing trading and not so much day trading. You know, if you're holding this one and you're waiting for the profit to arise, first of all, you kind of have to already be kind of careful because this is a level of resistance right here. If you're anticipating the breakout above resistance, then you're looking at 8%, but that took 24 hours, so like a full day here. Okay, sorry, I saw buffering on my thing. I want to make sure my internet's still working fine. Typically, it's just not day trading that I look for here. Like this one, a green candle also breaking out above resistance levels. Green, green, green. I like what I see here. I can attack that. First level of resistance is over here. It kind of batches with this one. That's 3 hours. That's 4%. Maybe if you're doing a leverage, that could work out. Otherwise, you're looking for this next level up here. 80 bars. Let's see. Was that close to 14 hours? Yeah. I don't know. I typically would rather do swing trading on this than day trading, but that's just my personal preference. It just went green right here, so if you wanted to try to attack it, green, 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 everything looking pretty good here. You could technically try to see that if it breaks it above the 200 here. First level of resistance around 193. That could be a day trade where you're holding for maybe 4 or 5 hours, perhaps. Typically like to swing it on for a little bit more. But, you know, this is kind of my slow time for trading, if I'm being honest. Let's go back over here. This already went out. I guess I'm not going to smoke this cigar tonight. I'm going to have to drill this sucker open, or I don't know what I'm going to do with it. You know what? I have a tool upstairs that could actually probably poke deep into this thing. That might be worth it. It's part of a grooming kit that I have. It might be able to just poke a hole right through it, but I have to wait for it to cool down. I'll smoke it later on outside my balcony. Do I own XRP? I think that XRP should probably, I don't think they should pay the $2 billion. I think they should just pay a portion of it just to get everything over with and then go to court and finish off the court business. The court is dragging XRP down like crazy. Once that's over, everybody's gonna be so happy about it. But until then, you just kind of hold what you have. I haven't even been buying any more XRP because at the end of the day, it still has a very large market cap. Hey Travis, is there any way to upload my chart and my trading view on my phone? I work nights and would love to watch the charts. Typically I have a YouTube channel for that, but what I'm going to do here pretty soon, if you want to use the smart money concept strategy that I have, I am going to put on a 15-minute chart with 3 oscillators for people to use if they want to go like buy and stuff like that. And that might work out. Other than that, I have tutorials for people to copy my charts and put them on their own trading view account. So if you want to set them up exactly how I set up, I think it'll probably take 10 to 15 minutes to set your charts up like mine. It's not a very hard process. It's mostly just understanding the concepts behind everything once the ball is rolling, like where you look for your resistance levels, when may you have false signals and that type of stuff. And then of course, typically the way you'd want to have it set up is something more like this. Day trading setup probably. There you go. Where you have like a daily chart, a 4-hour chart, a 1-hour chart, and a 15-minute chart. That way you can see what's going on. So if everything is alignment, if the daily, the 4-hour, and the 1-hour are all green, theoretically you would only want to be doing day trading longs at that point. You wouldn't want to be trying to short into that type of market. Like right now you see on the Bitcoin 1-hour chart, you can see some trend lines there. We broke down below the trend line right here. That was kind of around 7 p.m. on March 31st. At the same time over here, let's see, 5 p.m. What time was this? 7 p.m. So that drop happened within these few hours. That was that one candle right there. Then we found new support level, broke down below that, and so forth. But you can kind of figure that out. Like, you know, this is a green. We saw this breakout happening right here on March 30th. Let's see if we can find this here. Is this March 30th, 9 p.m.? Is this it? There. So right here we had a breakout. This was green. Let's see. March 30th. This was green, changed your character right there at the same time. And the daily chart was still overall green. So you could buy this breakout right here at 9 o'clock right there, I think it was. Oh, was that it? Oh God. This is normally I have everything kind of zoomed in a different way. So sorry about this, but yeah, right here, yeah. You'd buy right here and you look for different levels of resistance. This resistance level is most likely going to get broken out above because you're having this larger breakout. And you'd probably really look for what's going to be happening right here with this resistance level or a little bit below that one, closer to around 71,000. Let's see. There you go. And so I might have sold actually closer to this level right here. Even though it went higher, you can see there was a level of resistance right there. So I might have most likely sold right there. Even though it went higher, buying right here, selling right there, that's a day trade. You're in and out. You're pretty happy with the results. But I made a couple of tutorials talking about this type of stuff. Not everybody likes to use it, but you know, it just depends on what type of trader you are. I would say typically. You can see right here, Bitcoin's having a different type of breakout. We just had to change the character here. We'll see if we go higher and whatnot. But again, the 4-hour chart's still bearish, so I probably wouldn't go bullish running into this one right now. The 1-hour chart's still, the 1-hour chart just actually turned bullish here a few hours ago. So you got some bullish signs, but not enough for me to want to go long at this point. That's why I don't trade as much as other people. I have to wait for the circumstances to be just right, because I like to have my accuracy level for trading to be like 80-90%. You pretty much have to only trade the stuff you really believe is going to go up. You don't take as many chances on stuff. Hey Cleo, yeah, that's usually a good way to go. You can always scale out some, lock in the profit, because until you lock in that profit, you really didn't make any money off of the trade. Yeah, so if you want to lock some of that in, have a stop loss in case it goes back down to that opening price, you can definitely do that. And that way you actually have more money to use and invest in the market down the road. What was the coin where someone's turned 15K into 5 million? You were talking about that a couple days ago. I'm not entirely sure. There's a few tokens that are like that. I mean, it might just be Dogecoin or something, but there's a few tokens like that where people bought and it just went parabolic. Do I have a cigar ready to smoke during the Bitcoin halving? Yeah, it's going to be one of the cigars I just bought today, actually. I was thinking about it a little bit earlier. It's going to be a Bolivar cigar. Let me see if I can find a picture of it for you guys. I have to wait for the box to get here, but it's gonna get here well before, you know, I leave. Or before I did my, what do you call? I do the stream. Let's see. Go. Oh, I already have the picture on my phone. There we go. Okay, so sweet. I didn't even have to do all that. That's auto clicker now. There you go. It's these bad boys. These are always good smokes. I never have structural issues. Like this one right here, I'm not even going to finish smoking it. I'm going to take it upstairs and I'm going to take a small, it's like a grooming tool. Basically just imagine a piece of stainless steel that has a fine point at the end. And you just put it right there. Just stick it right inside and it clears it up. Then I can breathe through it. That's the only way I think I can do this right there. But I'm going to have to take it out. I've never used it before, so I think it's still in the original wrapper and stuff like that. Normally what I get them for is the tweezers, so I can pluck out my gray hairs every now and again. I never actually use any of the other tools that come along with it because there's kind of extra stuff. I think my sister uses stuff every now and again, but I never have. Yeah, but these are some nice Bolivar cigars. They're really, really nice. Made in Havana, Cuba. One of my favorites. My favorite blends, actually. But I love them. 25 cigars. There's a top layer and there's a bottom layer. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so good. Then on top of that, maybe I'll just open up a Fuente or something like that. I have a few more Cuban cigars, but I think for me, I'm gonna have to get that tool before I smoke any more of them because it's just become that much of a hassle to try to smoke them. I shorted Solana after 204. Oh man, I turned a scalp into a swing yesterday at 1:20 a.m. Oh man. Let's see. What's the most expensive rare cigar I've had thus far? Usually the rarest cigars aren't the most expensive unless you really want to go up to like the thousands of dollars range. I don't go about that. Up to that high, I like just... you would probably call them higher quality cigars, but I wouldn't say they're not like over $100 per cigar. Maybe the rarest one I've had has been... I had that $60 cigar a few days ago, I think it was. It was an Opus X, but the Lost City, I think it was. Or The Man. There's a few of them. They were really, really good though. Typically the cigars that I like, that I smoke quite a bit of, you may see the Don Carlos blends from Arturo Fuente. Like Bitcoin's coming back down a little bit right now. We can talk about cigars a little bit. Fuente cigars. Okay, well this one is kind of messed up. I did have another cigar. Let me see if I can just light this one up. This one is a cheaper cigar, as far as I know, because it was given to me as a extra goodie as far as buying some other ones I got. But let me see how these ones turn out. Oh, perfect draw. How could, yeah, see, sometimes some cigars just work out very well. The fuel's almost out of this one. I'm gonna have to fill it up here in a little bit later on. Yeah, there, see? What? There you go. See? This, I can breathe in, or not in my lungs, but you know, like suck it in. Smoke comes out. Now it's not a heavy, thick smoke, but it doesn't matter. This one over here, look at my cheeks and how they puff out. Or you see how easy it was for me to go in there, you know, to breathe. This one, look at this one. I gotta breathe so fucking hard, it's horrible. And this is a Cuban. You know, this is a nice Cuban. It's a good flavored cigar. I like it a lot. But they rolled it too tight. And when they roll it too tight, I just can't do it. Can't do it. That's why I didn't even finish smoking it. I refuse to, even though things probably like worth 30 something dollars. Okay, so you go over here to the Fuente family. You go over here to Cigars. They got their Destino Al Singlos. These are pretty good right here. I have a couple of these upstairs. They're very, very good. I think I have the Familia one and the Passion. So those are really good. I think the Familia one's a little bit better if you ask me, but then you have the Anejos. These are my absolute favorite Fuentes at this point in time. Better than all their most expensive stuff. They're just a little pricey. The Shark right here, the best of them. Yeah, it's just very, very good. They got other ones over here. But they only come out in November. So it's hard to find them in other parts of the year. I need to buy some more of them personally. And just not smoke them. So I have like maybe one a month or something, which is really, really hard because I love those things a lot. And hey, Verified Trader, happy to see you. And hey, Trader, lower than 50K? No, most likely not. Again, the scenario in which we go to 50K Bitcoin is one of very, very high inflation. And that's one where the entire market, crypto and stock market, really just goes into a freaking free fall mode here. And everybody's in a little bit more of a panic. So it's technically possible, but inflation would have to be sky high. Not just a little bit higher, but sky high. And then on top of that, no rate cuts, which would never happen because Jerome Powell has to focus on inflation at the end of the day here. So hopefully it doesn't come down to something like that. Maybe at worst, what was that exact question here? Oh yeah, low 50, yeah, maybe 52 at the end of it. The worst part of it, perhaps. That's very far away from me right now. It makes sense to crash Bitcoin every halving is how rich stay rich. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they've definitely been doing it for a while here. The last few halvings, of course, well, we haven't had the most massive of moves, but people usually get shaken out before the large move happens. Then those people buying back into the market give us more X liquidity later on. You're thinking of another small position in Bitcoin now? I mean, if you're talking about dollar cost averaging, yeah, it might be better to wait in the morning. Usually in the morning is when a Grayscale starts to offload all the Bitcoin. So there's usually just a little bit of a dip while all that's happening. People buy up the dip and then Bitcoin kind of goes throughout the day, whatever it was going to do before. This one's kind of going out here a little bit too. No, it's not out. The flavor is just much more mild. But, I mean, let's go over here to... Let's get rid of this one. Let's get rid of this one. Let's get rid of that one. Let's get rid of that one. That. And I was gonna open up Arkham. Grayscale. New section. So they sold a little bit of Bitcoin today, but not nearly as much as they normally do. A few hundred. Couple thousand. Not terrible. A few thousand, not a few thousand. Yeah, so they'll still send off Bitcoin here. There should be an announcement. One thing that could help us out pretty soon is if Grayscale stops selling off like, you know, thousands of Bitcoin every day. We might have an announcement pretty soon that they're going to be lowering their fees. But I haven't heard any updates since that last story that we read, I think sometime early last week. Let me see if I can find it. Grayscale Bitcoin ETF fees. Brian Armour, an ETF analyst at Morningstar, said that Grayscale opted to keep management fee on its converted ETFs at 1.5% compared with 0.25% with BlackRock. So Court says Bitcoin ETFs are soaring, but one is struggling and blame high fees. Yeah. There you go. CNBC, this is 2 weeks ago. Grayscale CEO says fees on its Bitcoin ETF will drop over time as outflows hit $12 billion. And we got one right here from Quartz. Let's see, anything new in here? The way GBTC is struggling to attract investors due to its high fees, it won't be surprising if it draws out the whole spot Bitcoin ETFs market. Such an outcome, it could have ripple effect on the crypto market. Yeah, so that's definitely some of the issues we're seeing right now. There we are. Bart Simpson on the hour chart. I mean, yeah, we're consolidating a little bit. Definitely looks a little bit bumpy, but it's kind of just a rectangle at this point. Devaluing the dollar will be the quickest way to reduce the national debt. You know, knowing us Americans, we're probably just going to print more money than be done with it. Because we're never going to pay down this debt. We can't stop spending and there's nothing to do there. Ooh, look at this. AMP is up a lot. What did AMP do? All of a sudden, AMP is going high. Interesting. Back up to the 20-day moving average. I wonder what caused this spike right here. AMP is one of those tokens that's very, very weird. All right. Loki. There you go. Loki's looking for another treat here. If you can get it. Oh. Now, there you go. That's something. I mean, maybe you'll see some other altcoins have some moves. Injective is up 4% today after that last little move yesterday. Anything else doing? Jasmy's up a little bit here after that dip. Ocean's up a tiny bit. NMR is up a little bit here recently. So we are seeing some altcoins take a little bit of pumps right now. ID token is having a little bit of a rally here on the 5-minute chart. Anything else? Bitcoin Cash is coming down pretty hard. Hitting support though, so it might actually bounce up from here. Book of Meme is still going higher here. That's nice to see. And then Whiff token is up 5-6%. So there are some small moves happening. They're not crazy, of course, if you look at it from the 4-hour chart, but we're looking for opportunities to bounce back up. And you know, maybe we can take advantage of some of those opportunities. All I want to see from Bitcoin though is sideways. I just want to see us go sideways. That'll give us more justification to start going back up here coming tomorrow. There we are. Book of Meme doing great. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, no worries, verified trader. I like to stream quite a bit here. As long as there's something to talk about, I'm usually happy to stream. I've been trying to find times to stream that are more convenient, but man, when Bitcoin's going sideways like this, it definitely gets kind of brutal to talk about it. I think ADA is lagging. I'd put it into Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Bonk. I mean, it's okay to have some ADA in there. I don't have a lot of ADA because I think I got spooked out of it last year or something when it got taken off of eToro or whatever that website is called. And I was like, oh, I wonder why they're delisting it from there, another exchange. I was like, I'll just sell it off right now and I'll see where it goes. But I only have like a fraction of the ADA I had back a couple years ago. They're about to print way more than people are even expecting once this presidential election is over. I mean, they kind of have to here. You know, the government doesn't understand how monetary policy affects everybody. So they keep on saying, we're going to give all of you guys a lot of money. Then all of a sudden, they're surprised that there are consequences to doing that. The market fluctuates based off of that money. Heck, you saw what just happened in California. I believe if you're like a franchise owner of like a fast food joint and you pay, you have a certain amount of stores, they just upped the minimum wage you have to pay your workers. So basically, what you saw happen is a lot of places are either going to cut hours so they can save money. You know, they're going to hire robots to save money, even if it's a little bit more of an upfront cost. It's still going to be cheaper. And then what you also saw is people just getting flat out laid off. Some people are going to make more money off it. Don't get me wrong, 20 bucks an hour is great, you know. But there are consequences. That just means that other people don't have jobs, and that's paying for your thing. And other people are going to pay higher prices for goods. And if you're telling me that I have to pay more money and stuff like that, there's going to be a breaking point where I just don't want to pay that amount of food for that amount of money for fast food. But I think it's just because there's not enough good jobs out there for people. I think there are a lot of people nowadays that work in the fast food market where they don't want to be there, and they have a high turnover rate because of it. But I know nobody had a dream of working at McDonald's at the age of 50 or 40 or something like that, right? I don't think those jobs were ever meant to be full-time. You can buy a house with that type of money jobs, but now they're trying to get like, you know, a full-time you can live on that type of stuff, because it used to be like a high school job. Heck, my first job out of college was like $8 an hour job. I can't even rent a house for that, let alone I was doing what we call temp hours, you know, 20 hours a week, or part-time hours. There, it's not temp. But yeah, we'll figure it out. I mean, eventually the system will break. It will crumble. We'll rebuild it. We'll be okay. When it does break, though, it'll be bad for a lot of people out there. But I think it'll only be bad for the lowest classes out there. So maybe if you make under $30,000 a year, you'll be very impacted by such a thing. If you make over that, I think you'll be able to scrape by, not necessarily thrive, but just kind of scrape by. And as your economic level goes up, you'll be a little bit better. But an easy way to go around that is just to have money in the markets and kind of, you know, wait to see what happens. And then of course, you know, maybe that's why people are buying so much gold these days. You know, I go for us holding Bitcoin. Isn't it funny how it crashed on April Fool's Day? Bitcoin doesn't always do well on holidays, I've noticed. But yeah, I was really hoping it might go up. We had a little bit of a good move starting off the day, then at the end of the day, we were just coming back down. The malls have a kiosk now where there's a robot, no worker, making coffee. Oh, that's interesting right there. I mean, it just saves so much money, so why not? You're gonna have to find jobs for those other people. Like right now, we have a really good jobs market because all the immigrants coming across the border, they're finding jobs. You know, they got, what do you call it? Work permits. They have to have actual permit to work, but they're getting work permits so they can go get a job. They can make money. And that gets shown in the system as a job being created. I don't think many average Americans are having the best job market out there. Hence why there's all these memes going out right now about how people are trying to find a job, but they're having to like apply to like 100 different places, just hoping that one of them actually messages them. Hey, stop bothering me for food. You go have your fun somewhere else. Did I look up the new launch ENA? Surprisingly still going up. Oh, I have not seen that one yet. Where did I go to college? Oh, out in Montana. Montana. Hannah, Montana. That's so crazy how you're breaking this down right now. All makes sense. We just gotta be patient. I mean, pretty much so. It's just how long it's gonna take. But again, it's gonna be very hard to try to time this stuff up, you know. And even at the end of the day, if there's like, you know, some type of hyperinflation or something like that, hopefully the government will be able to figure it out. I think the catalyst for something really bad happening with America is if we lose the ability to control the reserve currency of the world. I think that's where things get really, really scary from an economic perspective. Again, we're okay right now, you know. The rest of the world's not in a good spot, but America's still there. I mean, heck, you know, America, we're weakening Russia by extending the proxy war with, you know, Ukraine, Russia. Russia's in a bad state at this point in time. Not terrible, but in a bad state. Ukraine's not in a good state, but come on, we know we're paying for everything, so they're gonna have to suffer a little bit. As far as, you know, like war and stuff like that. From a geopolitical sense, America's just fine. Are we pissing off neighbors over the past couple decades? Yeah, we have, you know, but that's just what, you know, superpowers do. We kind of use blunt force, and it ticks everybody off, right? I mean, if I was in a country being manipulated by the America, you know, I'd be pretty pissed off by it, because, you know, America's doing it for our national interest, not theirs. And that eventually rubs people the wrong way. But China still buys American debt and so forth. Janet Yellen is going over to China right now to talk about different commodities and stuff. You know, we have our power. China's trying to become the #1 thing. They're not doing a great job of it right now, honestly, because their government is taking too much control. They need to be a little bit less authoritarian. They need to be less economically authoritarian and more focused on their day-to-day, like making sure that criminals go to jail, make sure that if the people know the difference between right and wrong. You know, they're always going to go a little bit overboard, like, you know, they mess with the government, you're going to get in trouble, some of that. Sure, that's what China does. But there's a balance there. America has kind of gone, well, no, America's becoming more oppressive if you think about it. But we're not nearly as much as, it's more from a statewide view, not so much of a person level, you know? I think a lot of people these days, oh, my internet is crashing like a rock here. Hopefully my internet holds up. It just, oh, okay, we'll see. If my stream starts to buffer, we'll keep track of it. Please don't go down anymore, internet. Please don't go down. But anyway, you know, I don't know. If you guys live in a major city in America, you know times have been kind of tough as far as crime is concerned, really, really bad. I wish the government was able to do something about that, like criminals go to jail, that type of stuff. But we're kind of in a wonky place. But as far as presidents go, I think maybe before Trump, most Republicans and Democrats do pretty much the similar types of things on the world stage. There's not really too much of a difference. It's, you know, when you go to local politics, your city level, your town level, your state level, that's where there's more consequences, I believe, for voting for Democrat or Republican. Like when it came to Trump or Obama, you know, I didn't really see too much of a difference between Trump impacting me in my area or Obama impacting me. Biden impacted me because I noticed inflation going like crazy. But before Biden, I don't think the president really mattered all too much to me. If you guys care about a certain set of values or laws like abortion or something, then yeah, it might have affected you. I'm also a guy, so it just doesn't cross my mind as much. But I don't think there's been too much of a difference on me. Maybe my taxes went down a little bit when it came to Trump, but not drastically down. But when, you know, when my state does more energy taxes and stuff like that, oh, I feel that like the next the next month, that's where it starts to hurt me. You know, we have expensive gas over here. They're trying to add more taxes on gas over there. I was like, I've always focused a lot more on statewide politics, town politics, city politics. You know, they've always been much more impactful in my life. Now, eventually, the federal government's going to screw up and do something stupid. But again, we're just going to have to wait for that shit to hit the fan. Some states are going to be better off than others, but there are states out there that can't manage a budget. Those states are going to be in real big trouble. You better hope your state can manage a good budget here, or it's going to be an issue. Money is so worthless right now. We just put 1.3 trillion into Bitcoin. And Kelly, yep, exactly where I'm at, and they cut hours at all food chains. That sucks. You know, that really does suck. I'm hoping you can just find another job. That's really what I hope can happen. Like, even see if you can learn how to, like, the good thing that cities do, but they don't advertise it for whatever reason, or governments do, is they have these programs where they try to teach you a new skill. Like, try to learn how to repair those freaking robots that are going to replace all those jobs. What are you doing? What are you doing? You can't have any more treats. Don't get me sad. You don't get any more treats right now. Loki's just sitting down here pouting because he can't get a treat. I'm going to ignore you for a little bit and see what happens. But yeah. Those type of things are cool. Like out where I live, out in the more rural area, not so much down in the city, we have trade schools out here, which I think are one of the coolest things ever. You know, plumbers earn good money. Electricians earn good money. I have high respect for those guys. They're making bank. But you know, there's a long process to learn how to do that type of stuff, and you have to kind of like commit your life to it. Okay, look at this guy. I don't know if you guys can see him. No, you guys can't. Where's Loki at? No? What do you want though? Huh? No? I guess he doesn't want anything. Loki. Oh. Huh? Oh. His tail is hitting the sofa. This is your last one. You don't get no more, okay? What? You have to eat it up here. Uh-huh. 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 They should be like Hong Kong. Hong Kong is going to become more restrictive probably over time too. When supply is less than something that's so popular as Bitcoin has increased it inevitable. Oh yeah. Remember, you know, we're just waiting for the halving at this point. I think Shane, I appreciate, yeah. It went back up to 35,000. I just hate when my internet does that big drop off though. It goes from 35,000 or 40,000 all the way to 8,000. I'm like, what's going on? Why is it doing it? YouTube will give me a big flashing warning sign. And it basically says, unless my stream quality improves, the stream will just be ended. So that means that you guys would just not see me anymore. The stream would turn off automatically. That's what I'm always afraid of right there. Anaheim, South Korea. You guys are freaking crazy. Buy the Trump token. I haven't been looking at that Trump token in the last few days. I wonder how it's been doing. And the pepper still look like we might be trying to community to make Loki Toki. Loki's been pretty good over the last few days. He's just been all over the place though. I've been taking him out to play a little bit more since his paws finally healed up. I can take him on walks again. I can take him outside so he can dig around a little bit. He's been so happy he can just dig. But it's definitely been kind of, you know, he has to get back to being outside again. I just had to wait for his paw to be fixed up. You know, when his paw got hurt, he was wearing a cone for most of the day. And he wasn't wearing a cone, well, I guess while I was streaming, but for most of the day he was wearing a cone so he couldn't lick his paw. And then I had to spray his paw daily to make sure it wasn't getting infected and stuff like that. I called the vet. I sent a video over to the vet. They told me what to do. I wrapped his paw up a little bit. He was nice and good. Then I trimmed his nails a little bit more for him, so less pressure on the pad. So you know, it worked out fine. But I always really get worried whenever he injures himself, even just a little bit. Like one of the people I know, his dog got a scrape on the leg, like just a small scrape, but you can see it's a scrape. It'll be fine. You know, it'll be fine. Just let the dog go back to do what I was doing. I'm like, if Loki gets a scrape, I'm like, Loki, come over here. Let's take a look at it. Let's see. Okay, it's just a minor scrape. Let's put some spray on it so it kind of makes a little protective layer so no bacteria gets in there. And then I'll go let him go out and play. And if he's limping or something, or he's showing a little bit more weakness than I would anticipate, then I do a call with the vet. I double check everything's fine. Then I wrap it up myself. And I'm like, okay, off you go. You can walk around a little bit, but you're not able to run until this heals up fully. But usually a scraper is going to stop him from running around. It's something more of a cut or something like that. Hey, Mike, it's more of a combination, but typically it's just the buyers. You know, if there are a lot of people buying, then Bitcoin's fine. If there's a lot less people buying, usually people, you know, Bitcoin's price goes down. It's all just one gigantic bidding war. I'm willing to pay this for Bitcoin. I'm only willing to sell it for this. Those two things influencing each other really causes those larger moves that we talk about. If somebody is trying to sell off a lot of Bitcoin or something like that, you know, and make a wall, that does have an impact as well. But typically it's just kind of a mix of things going on. Get him some Crocs. You know, I bet they do have some doggy Crocs out there. That might be kind of interesting to watch him wear them. He does not like bandages on his feet though. He's like a cat. He'll just like try to swipe it, then he'll try to bite it off, and then finally when he can't get it off because he has a cone on his head, he just gets really depressed and just sleeps and lays down everywhere because he's like, I'm not moving. I refuse to move. Then when you eventually take it off, he's like, oh, I was never hurt in the first place. I'm gonna go run around. I'm gonna go re-injure the wound and all types of stuff. see. And hey, RF, right now it seems like overall Bitcoin does want to come down, you know, week over week, and we're probably going to try to bottom off this week or next. It looks like next week is going to be the potential for the bottoming just because of the CPI data and the PPI data. But there still is a worry that if that data is bad, then we're not going to bottom off. Then in fact, we're going to be coming down a lot more going into the next, the rest of April, leading to something more of a larger bearish move that lasts until maybe May or something. I know we have the halving in a few weeks as well, but I don't know if the halving is going to be enough to save us if the rest of the market is going to be going down based off of like old technical stuff and fundamentals like the dollar index, oil prices going up and stuff like that, which is not good for inflation and which would cause, of course, Bitcoin and other things to be more of a risk-off mentality instead of a risk-on mentality. So if things start to get bad that way, then we have to just worry about when it comes to Jerome Powell. Is he going to cut rates? What's he going to do? The golden scenario here where everything works out in our favor is going to be lower than expected inflation. And then on top of that, Jerome Powell announcing in June that we're going to have rate cuts. We're having a first rate cut in June. That'd be the big thing there. And strong economic growth continuing. And Howard, no worries, Arlek. Happy to see you, man. They do have doggy crocs. They're called dog crocs. Oh my gosh. I'm pretty heavy in Coinbase. I was wondering what your outlook on Coinbase is with the new court case on the horizon. I think it'll be fine overall. I just hope that Bitcoin's able to sustain these levels and then we should be fine. With me though, Coinbase has always been something I want to hold for a long period of time because it looks like that one exchange where the government is like, we don't like you, but we're going to let you be, because there has to be some way to offload cryptocurrency profits into bank accounts. And I think right now Coinbase is the best way to do that. So I don't think they want to mess with that type of infrastructure like that. They may have lawsuits and stuff, but I just assume they're going to win because the government hasn't made any new laws that really go against Coinbase. This is just an overzealous SEC really trying to go after them. And the SEC has been getting their butt kicked. Like, they maybe win like 1 out of 5 cases at best, you know? So I'm not too concerned about it. It's more of like a resource drain. But I think as Bitcoin continues to go higher month by month by month, that should draw up Coinbase going up more and more and more. And they should have more earnings coming out here pretty soon as well, showing that with all this new money coming in from the ETFs, these new partnerships, they're looking at really great profits, which could be really good for everybody else in the marketplace as well. Now, I don't think they're paying the same fees as all of us, but I know they're probably paying some big fees. The meeting? PPI is next Thursday. CPI is next Wednesday. So next Wednesday and Thursday are going to be really big days. Yeah. CPI is next Wednesday. PPI is next Friday. And then next Thursday, the next Friday is going to be a big jobs report number. Hey, RF, I appreciate that. 1 million Bitcoin pays the debt. Wouldn't it be nice if America could invest in Bitcoin and pay off the debt that way? America is not that savvy when it comes to our debts and whatnot. Look, you gotta stop. You want to take a bath? You want to take a bath? Come on, let's take a bath. Let's bath time. He just got out of range so he can stare at me and be like, hey, I want more treats. But we're just talking about here. Oh, Coinbase. Earnings report. Doopity boopity boo. When is their earnings report? So they haven't. Oh, okay, here we go. Ah, shit. Sorry. Almost choked on a piece of ice. There we are. Okay. Let's go to table of contents. Cybersecurity. Unresolved. Yeah. Okay. Item 8. Financial statements and supplementary data. Anything else here? Okay. Okay, another one. We'll just go through 125 to 130 as a whole. There we are. Okay. Okay, so year over year, they have more cash, less restricted cash. Customer custodial funds, it's a little bit lower, but not by much, about $430 million. Or maybe that's by that. They have a lot more safeguarding customer crypto assets. Look at that. 75 up to 192. That's massive. Let me see if I can zoom in a tad here. Oh no, it's not gonna work like that. Let me see. No, I need to zoom out more. There we go. Like that. There we go. Okay. USDC, they have a lot less than they had before, but still quite a bit. In thousands. So, you know, this is all millions of dollars basically. Prepaid expenses, that's less. Current assets, a lot more. They have a little bit more crypto assets being held, but not much. Deferred tax assets, a little bit more. Lease of rights assets, a lot less. Property and equipment. Or goodwill. I don't know what goodwill means in this instance. Total assets, a lot more than last year. You know, bull market starting, bull market in full effect, really well. Let's see. So revenue. So the money is a little bit down, net revenue. This is before the ETFs. This is back in December basically, but down from 3,148 down to 2.9, so down a little bit. Definitely a lot lower than what it was back over here in 2021. But I guess everybody had free money from the government, so they were tossing money in there left and right. Other revenue is up a lot more from 2022, less than 2021 though. Total revenue is pretty much the same as it was last year. Expenses, transaction expenses went down. Technology and development went down. Sales and marketing went down. General and administrative went down. Crypto asset impairment down. Oh. Restructuring cost more. Operating expenses still went down. Total operating expenses down. That's nice to see. So they're being more streamlined here. If you guys remember, they laid off a shit ton of people in 2022, 2023. Let's see. Net. They got some money from taxes. That's nice. Okay. Anything else? No. They're not losing money right now, it looks like. Comprehensive income loss. Oh, no, they are. Let's see. Hold on. Is that everything? Okay, let's go back over here. Oh. Not in great financial spirits, but definitely not terrible. Healthcare today got freaking walloped. Oh, Rivian today got walloped too because of Tesla. Oh, yeah, everything's getting walloped right now. Okay, let's go over here to coin. You see this? 94 million, they're now profitable. That's something to see right here. Short float is 6%, not crazy, but more than you would want to have on a company. Profit margin, things still looking okay. Yeah, a lot more red on that screen than you want to see. But again, March 12th, 2024, upgraded to underperforming to market perform. March 8th, it was upgraded from sell to neutral to 282. Currently, the price is 245, so we're getting close there. So, you know, we're seeing Coinbase break down basically like Bitcoin broke down. But overall, I think it's a good long-term hold here, but they're going to have to figure out a way to make more money off it without charging crazy amounts of fees. Like, you guys should, if you guys notice that you're paying more than like $30 a month in fees on Coinbase, just invest in Coinbase One. It is a lifesaver. I tell you now, when I started using that thing, I saved hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars every month just off of fees, sometimes even thousands. So many people don't trust the crypto process. Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of bad actors in this place. Remember, what draws people to crypto is making a lot of money in a short amount of time. If you're trying to find that mindset in cryptocurrency, guess who does very well at attracting those types of people? Scammers. So they fall into the traps. You guys have seen my like here's my comments for the stream, stuff like that. I think I usually try to get rid of a lot of them here. Here's one. I'm not gonna zoom in here, but you guys can just imagine this. Bitcoin it's on its way to breaking records, getting closer to hitting new high prices, showing that it's gaining more value and could go even higher than we've seen before. You know, I've managed to grow nest egg to around 2.3 Bitcoin. At the heart of this evolution is Kevin Hurdle, whose deep understanding of both cryptocurrency and trading has been instrumental. Then there's a whole bunch of people that promote a fake account. Somebody reaches out to this poor guy or some poor guy reaches out to this guy on Telegram. Then they get scammed of money, and they're like, "Oh shit, I lost my money." Then it's like a freaking heartbreaking experience because now this poor person has no money left, right, or less money. So let's get that liked right here and that a like. But yeah, so it's just definitely it's a problem, right? And so that's where, and those people like have friends like, "Oh yeah, I tried to get crypto, I got scammed, not even gonna do it." You know, and they're mad because they just fell for a very simple scam that a lot of people fall for, unfortunately. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing it. Remember, they always have those scam streams. Let me see if I can find one. I'm not going to show it to you guys because last time I did, my channel got flagged and got banned for like a hot month or something like that. If I go over here to Bitcoin Live, let me see if there's any up right now. I would say that YouTube has gotten a lot better with these streams than it used to be. Let's see. Live. You know what? I don't see any right now. That's actually not bad. I don't see any right now. That is a lot better than it was before. I see Bloomberg Business Live. That's interesting. That's open. Bloomberg is doing very, very well for doing the 24-hour live streams and sharing everything. The CNNs of the world, the Fox Newses of the world, they need to do that as well before they get really messed up. There we go. All right. Buy high is the government policy. I can attest to having for 3 months. I've saved so much more money on Coinbase One. Yeah, it's definitely worth it if you're going to be using it. It's just, if you're going to be using Coinbase, it's might as well just do it. You don't realize how those fees add up if you actually don't have Coinbase One. It gets bad. Not sure if there's a dip before the halving. 80K possible, I think, to 90K. Yeah, I mean, the last halving, nothing really crazy happened. It was all during COVID, so everything was just more volatile, so you couldn't really tell if it made a huge impact. Hey, Rob. Personally, I don't think the bull market's over, no. Bull market's over before the halving. I don't know. I just don't think that's going to happen here. At least we'll see, but I don't think it is. Hey, no worries, Bomba. I appreciate it. Or Bam Bam, excuse me. Scammers are the worst. I don't trust anyone with my money. Been scammed too many times. I was scammed when I first did crypto. What do you call? Well, I guess it was more of a I'm gonna purposely try to get scammed and see if this works. But I think I sent $5 Ethereum to one of those things. If you send me $5 if you send me Ethereum, I'll send you back twice, double as much. I was like, I wonder if this thing actually works or what's happening here, because it was a hacked account. So I sent $5 into it and never got that $5 back. I was just like, damn. Coinbase Q1 earnings report comes out in early May. Oh, that's coming up right around the corner. That'd be nice. Yeah, that would be nice. Is Michael Saylor AI saying he'll W Bitcoin? It's the same exact stream that it usually is. It's usually Michael Saylor, Elon Musk, Kathy Woods, and then Jack Dorsey. Those quad of people talking in a 4-person chat thing, and then it sounds realistic because it really happened. But it happened all the way back in 2021. It was July of 2021 was when that interview happened. So, very, very interesting. But yeah, there's so many scammers out there. And hey, Cleo, Mike, that's what I'm telling you before. There are barely any streamers. I watch about 5 of y'all. You're the best. But what do you call it? Back in 2021, everybody had time to become a streamer if they wanted to, because they were kind of locked inside their houses. This is one of the reasons I became a streamer. I was really bored with life. I was making money doing options trading, and I was like, what do I do? What do I do? Because there's nothing for me to do, right? I didn't have Loki at the time, so I was just stuck in it was a nice apartment, but I was stuck in an apartment. I thought the waterfront view might help me out. I had this really good routine where every day I'd wake up, I'd take a shower, while I was taking my shower, I let my my espresso machine kind of warm up. From there, I'd make myself an espresso with no milk, no nothing, just straight up coffee or straight up espresso. I'd have it in my nice little espresso cup that was warmed on top of the espresso machine. I'd open up my window. I'd look at the water because I live by the water, and be like, "Oh, this is a great life. I'm doing it very well." After a while, it got really repetitive and really just like, damn, I really need to like get out and do something, or just do something. Which is why I started to stream. Because, you know, playing video games endlessly for life is not something that's very good for you. Remember, if I'm making like $10,000 to $15,000 a month off of options trading back then, and that's like on an average month, not even a great month, and my rent only costs like $1,500, all I'm gonna do is play video games and go do stuff. But I couldn't really travel too much. I spent a lot of time bringing my mom over to my apartment, and, you know, having movie nights and making sure she was happy, and, you know, living up life a little bit. But besides that, I didn't do anything. You know, I thought about buying a new car, but I was like, where was I going to go? Everything's locked down. I walked to the park, but the park is like 2 blocks from me at the time. So I just walk to the park and I walk around. I'm like, cool, it's a park. You know, it's a city park. It's just what it is. But once COVID ended and everybody stopped losing all the benefits and stuff, if you didn't find a way to make money off of YouTube, or you just didn't know how to trade in the first place, you have to go back to work, or you have to adjust to become another YouTuber. Remember, Crypto Batman was a good example of this. He found a way to get out of cryptocurrency because, you know, just his channel flat out just kind of was dying off, which is fine. My channel died off too, right? Yeah. Goose Wayne, here it is. He turned into a whole different YouTuber, right? Seeing Eat Random Girls, he became, I don't know what it's called, but there's a template that you can follow to get these people. And if you look different, or you make your personality so much more vibrant, you can really get large. And you can see right now, he has 688,000 subscribers. Go over to live, right? Just chatting, chess stream. All of the crypto stuff, it's all gone. It's not there no more. Maybe if you go over here to Goose Wayne, I wonder if he made a new channel, or if he changed. Let me go over here very fast. So, he was really chill. I think what made him change over partly was, remember, there was a few days where the spam was so bad on YouTube that YouTube stopped allowing people to search for Bitcoin. So if you guys searched Bitcoin on the YouTube section, it would say there are no results available. Usually they do those for bad words, you know? Oh, it doesn't go back that far. It doesn't go back that far in time. It doesn't go back that far. Hold on. Yeah, see, back in 2021, see how he had like 7,800 subscribers? May, that's when everything was going really, really well. His channel was dying, negative 500 subscribers a month, negative 300 subscribers a month. Then recently, come around August of 2023, he pretty much, or what is that? September of 2023, he revamped his channel and he grew a lot. Now he's coming back down a little bit, unfortunately, but still, his channel overall is still doing a lot better than what it was over here. And you put this into perspective like me, look at all this flatness, right? I think his channel has seen much better growth than mine, but he's no longer in cryptocurrency. He's in a much different type of thing, you know what I mean? Look, somebody like my channel here, right? I'm still seeing growth, don't get me wrong, but you can see how we saw this flat. I was losing subscribers, then I started to gain some, and I'm doing fine, a lot better now, but crypto market goes back up, everything kind of just launches forward, if you will. And you can see over here, here's my bump over here where I had like 19,000 subscribers in 1 month, because that was the Dogecoin boom there. But video views, you can see how I deleted videos like this. Deleted some. I didn't technically delete it. YouTube deleted the videos because they didn't like my my streaming for hundreds and hundreds of hours, because I was just streaming forever. So they deleted some of my videos, I think, to save space. But yeah, you can see how my views fluctuate. Because of how crazy all these views look, it looks kind of, it makes all this look very small. But it's still pretty decent if you just take away, you know, negative 5 million, then up 5 million views. Maybe if I can squeeze it down here. Can I squeeze? Oh shit, I can, but I don't know how. Let's see. How can I do this? Like that. Oh, they still make it look so tiny because everything's still in that same $4 million, $5 million SKU. But you guys get the point. There's a lot of people that made the shift away from cryptocurrency. I think that we still have the Dogecoin millionaire though. But I think he got caught as a scammer. So I don't think people trust him as much as far as like the community. But I think if you're an influencer, you can scam and still be part of a crypto group, right? Heck, even Logan Paul, he's still famous. He screwed over a bunch of people. How to buy Brett coin? Can Mirror reach $1 billion market cap? Is Brett the next Pepe? You know, he's talking about tons of meme tokens out there. So a lot of stuff out there. But he's still influential. I doubt you're watching him, right? But still, still you get the point. There's only so many more influencers out there. K-Train, just wait until the AI takes over. It's going to be absolutely crazy. That's one of the reasons I want to hurry up to get to 100,000 subscribers, so I can be officially verified, have my check mark, and have how would you say, an easier way to say, hey YouTube, this is me. Don't ban my channel. I'm not no small time YouTuber or something like that. Just, you know, work with me here. I can help you, you know, if you need me to, or I can verify stuff if you need me to, but I'm not no AI person. And then Miles, well, what if we haven't started the bull run and this just is a warm up, the preemptive movers? That's my thought process here, but again, we'll have to wait and see if it all works out for us. Oh, what is the halving? Yeah. Basically, the reward for mining Bitcoin gets cut in half, so it causes a supply crunch. That supply crunch usually drives the Bitcoin price up quite drastically. It should jump it up even more right now because of what's happening with the ETFs, but we have to wait to see exactly what happens post-halving. What do you think about the issues going on with Milady token? I haven't heard of any issues. Let me know what those issues are. I can probably try to talk about them. Fun having a beer with him. What do you call? Those were good days back in 2021. Bitcoin rocks. There you go. Do I have a TikTok account? I have one, but I don't post anything on it. I think I gave up on TikTok a long time ago. I think Tom Crown has a TikTok account that does stuff. I just never found it to be worth my time. I did a few videos on there. I did one short-term video that hit like 1 million views or something like that, where it was just me joking about Dogecoin or something. Maybe I should make a new Bitcoin account just for cryptocurrency and stuff. But I don't know. I never found it as a really good thing to do, you know. I enjoy watching stuff on TikTok every now and again, but I don't know. I just don't use TikTok as much as I used to. Should we buy Fetch AI since merging with Ocean Protocol and Ajax? Your thoughts? No, I'm not buying anything. I'm just holding what I have. Apparently, if you buy it, it'll automatically be adjusted over to the new token that comes out. And then I'm just going to hold that token. And then I'll probably open up some leverage longs on it. But I really want to see what the market cap is going to be of that new token. If it's something like, you know, $20 or $30 billion market cap, something like that. Well, I probably won't be that high, but I'd be like, I don't know if I want to buy too much more of that. If it's a lower market cap around like $1 billion or $5 billion, I'll probably buy a lot more of it. But right now I'm just holding what I have and waiting for the transition to take place. I believe the vote is happening pretty soon. Then once that vote happens, it might have even been today. Once the vote happens, then things will start to roll on that process there. I own some Ondo for the long term, but I don't have too much of it. I think I only have like a couple $100 worth of it. Or for advertising YouTube account. Yeah, it's never been easy to get people over from my YouTube account, my TikTok account over to my YouTube account. It never worked out. Again, I'm not an entertaining person like that. I think what I'm doing right now is I'm just focusing more on YouTube and Twitter X, you know. When it comes to YouTube, you gotta stop it. I don't want to give you a bath. You can take a bath if you're not behaving. I think for me, as I get more involved with YouTube, I'm just going to start blasting more videos out there talking about all different types of stuff. I know I'm going to start talking a little bit more about meme coins because I've been seeing a lot of interest in the space recently. And I'm like, okay, well, why not? After that, I'm going to do a lot more shorts. Actually, I just put out a short a little bit ago. I think I put out a few shorts. But I'm going to do some more high quality shorts where I'm going to be putting other people's videos in there and then talking about them at the same time. So that'd be pretty interesting. Using the Creative Commons loophole that YouTube has. Instagram, oh, I have no idea where my Instagram is. I post on there every now and again, but my Instagram is basically all about cigar smoking stuff. Yeah, no worries, can you solve the riddle? Let's see. No worries, Wilder, happy to see you back, my man. Let's see right here. Not bad. Oh, let me move back over here. There we go. That should be fine. There we are. Okay. Anyway, Robert, right now you're basically just sitting on your hand. That's the plan. Unless you want to be buying this. Or it looks like we're going to try to do something like this. Right? So if you want to try to buy for this move up there, that's the other thing you could be doing right now. Basically, for me, I'm just waiting and sitting. Ow, dude, Loki, what the hell are you doing down there? He put his elbow on my foot and basically broke my little toe. But what do you call? At this point in time, we're just in this longer period of consolidation, where we're going to try to make lower highs here as we continue to grind back down. Once we come into play for next week over here from the 10th to the 11th, this is where we have CPI and PPI inflation data coming out. That should either be the catalyst for breaking us out or the catalyst for breaking us down. Either way, there's going to be a huge volatility over here. So you're just doing some short-term day trading right now, waiting for those big moves to kick off sometime between the 10th and 11th. After that, we have the halving coming up a little bit later on. But before that, we're just going to have a huge move one way or the other. The halving might slow down that move a little bit, but ultimately, you know, if inflation's bad, it's going to cause some chaos. As far as I'm concerned, these death crosses really justify us coming back down a little bit more, closer to $62,000, and then maybe trying to bounce off from there if we have that good CPI data. Amp is doing a little bit okay today. Look at that, Jesus. Amp is fine. NMR is doing a little bit better today. So there are some tokens moving a little bit here, but not many of them. They're just trying to have smaller rebounds from yesterday after these larger moves, right? So we're still coming down, but at least we're having some short-term reversals. AVAX a little bit better. Book of Meme is still moving up higher, which is nice to see. Baby Doge has popped up a little bit recently. WIF tokens popped up a little bit from the drop earlier today. Bonk is up a teeny bit. So we're seeing some small moves, but not necessarily great. Solana is pumping up a little bit here. 5%, look at that. Having a small breakout here, or the change of character is actually over here. The breakup structure right there, trying to move back up here towards 192 or so. Probably best to get rid of a lot of this older stuff though. I was just looking. Running right smack dab in a resistance levels here, so be careful. This may get rejected here pretty soon. There we are. Bitcoin's having a lot of trouble just breaking out above this trend line here. We have just not been able to have a clean one. Oh, thanks, Calv, I appreciate that. I don't use Facebook all too much. You know, the issue with Facebook, I tried to live stream on there a few times, but basically, you know how I have music playing? That music is approved for YouTube, but it will automatically terminate my stream on Facebook, which is very funny. So I basically stopped doing that. I think Tom stopped doing as many of those videos on there because of the same reason. I tried to put out that 24 stream on Twitter or X, and I heard that people were trying to do more 24/7 streams on X, but you know what? I don't think people ever run across a 24-hour stream on X. Rarely ever. So I'm giving up on that. I'm gonna turn it into a Bitcoin day trading thing. I don't see anything newsworthy coming out right now. No, not really. Cigar stuff. Ooh, cool. But yeah, so I'm paying for that sucker and it's not even making me a penny back in return. So I'm going to have to put it into another YouTube stream here, and that'll be a 15-minute smart money concepts with oscillators chart, and then what it'll do, it'll probably just have the RSI and the MACD, so I have extra room there. And then afterwards, I'll have it be color coded, so green is buy, red is sell, or red is short if you want to do it that way. But I think that'll be the right move to make. And I'll have a description at the bottom explaining the strategy to people. Oh, and hey, I stay hungry. They were pushing Lady on their X account. A lot of people started calling them scammers. A lot of investors started selling off. Emily's been quiet since. Who, though? Who's pushing it on their X account? I guess that's the question now, if they're going to be called scammers. Who is that? Milady token. I know I see it somewhere. I know I have it somewhere on my thing. Milady. It's might be kind of low, perhaps. Lady. Let me move this up here a little bit more. Just so I can keep it with the meme tokens. Milady meme token? I mean, it's not in a terrible position. It's pretty much in the same position it was a while ago compared to like Pepe, you know? Not as good as Pepe. Sheeb. It kind of looks like a Shiba Inu type of play here. Baby Dogecoin looks kind of like Baby Dogecoin as well. Whiff is its own crazy thing right now. Bonk. Yeah, it kind of looks like a lot of other tokens out there right now. It doesn't look like anything terrible has happened to it. It did have a larger dump. I think that's just because it has a very small market cap here. Let's see, bouncing off the 20. Doesn't look like it has terrible technicals as far as, you know, like, compared to something else. But I wonder who exactly was promoting it and why. Was it who are they that they're so bad that they can't promote a meme token? You know what I mean? I should go on Kick Twitch competition. I do want to multi-stream on Kick. I do want to multi-stream on Kick quite a bit. I need to figure out how to do that here pretty soon. It's just that I don't. Whenever I've tried to do these multi-stream things, what they do, and I'd be willing to pay for an upgrade if they had one available, I can only stream 1080. I can only stream in HD, and I can't stream in 4K. I like streaming in 4K because I feel like the quality is so much better for Miss. What the heck you doing, Loki? Loki's over here just napping in my lap. It looks so much better if you guys can like use the 4K settings, right? Or just see you guys, jeez. All of the data looks just a little bit cleaner, a little bit nicer. And maybe I'll try that for a little bit to see what happens. Perhaps, but I do want to try multi-streaming. So I think it'd be okay to do multi-streaming to YouTube, Kick, and then what's the other one? Maybe something else as well, but I'm not entirely sure just yet. Loki's part of the stream. Hey Miles, it looks like Caspa is dying off pretty well right now. You might still want to hold a little bit, but I'm not dollar cost averaging anymore into it. I'm just basically holding. It's almost like an XRP right now, but at least XRP is managing to hold some value. And Loki's always gonna be part of the stream. He's awesome. All crypto is going up. Spell tokens doing fine. Lady S, ladies as the way of life. The baseball felt the business. When am I thinking about doing my next dollar cost averaging buy? Oh, I do them every Thursday. Every Thursday on the evening, pretty much as the new day candle starts off. You could almost think about it being the Friday, like right as the Friday candle opens up. That's basically when I'm dollar cost averaging, but it happens to be on Thursdays basically, right? So I dollar cost average every Thursday. We've been doing it for the past month, I believe now. So let's get rid of Smart Money Concepts one here. Here's the daily chart. So we bought some right here. Bought some right there. Bought some right here. Bought some right here. And we will buy some more right there. So we will have our fifth buy in this Thursday, so in a couple days. But I just buy every Thursday. I don't like to try to buy every single thing on like Thursday. That way it's kind of a little more random. I just buy, I don't worry about it, and then I'm usually fine. Now with Bitcoin, it doesn't look too bad, but if we open up something like there are different things I bought, like WIF right now. Maybe that's a different example. So go over here to WIF. I bought some right here. Bought some right here. Bought some right there. Bought some right there. And we'll buy some over here a little bit more. This is kind of what you'd hope to see. But realistically, most altcoins, they look a lot more like, what's something that hasn't been doing very, very well, but not terrible. Maybe something like a sand or a mana. There we go. Right? I bought some over here. Bought some over here. Bought some right there. Bought some right there. All right, so I've been it's been kind of going down generally every time I bought it. Or maybe fluctuating a little bit more, but you get the point here. So not everything's hunky-dory, nice and easy. I think my Faradesk positions right now are down about $200. It's down $149.92. So about $150 down. So not $200, which is fine. But you can see the bloodbath of red. There are some nice moves in here, like, you know, WIF is up 50%, True is up 41%, but then you got all this other stuff just bleeding out. A few green things in here, like, you know, Bohm is up $55 or 43%. That's doing very, very well, but mostly everything is coming down. There we are. Let's get rid of this because this hasn't really been a good help here. It hasn't been anything for us. Do I think you could split your dollar cost averaging into 2 days a week? This way we could see what you're thinking. Typically, no, but if you have questions about stuff, I'm usually pretty adamant about it. This is why I do those daily update videos where I'm kind of explaining my thought process of what's going on. That's kind of where all that stuff comes into play. Typically, all I want to do is dollar cost average, and I just want to buy every Thursday, make it automatic, and just kind of don't worry about it. What I'm going to be doing here pretty soon is I'm going to be starting another partnership, I think, here pretty soon with Bitmart. I'm going to see how that one works out. But I think I'm going to have some trading funds to use there. And if you want, I can do on that particular exchange, maybe I'll do $500 a week of investments. And I'll do $250 on every Tuesday. Another $250 every Friday. So Tuesdays and Fridays I can do dollar cost averaging there. But typically it doesn't matter if the market's good or bad, I just dollar cost average it. If the market's going up, sure, I hate to dollar cost average up, but that's the way it works out sometimes. If I'm dollar cost averaging down, sure, I'm happy to usually be doing that. Pepe not doing the best? No, most stuff is not doing good right now. There's a few things out there like Book of Meme is doing okay, and then there's what's the other one we were just talking about a few seconds ago? WIF. WIF is doing fantastic right now. But most of the stuff is obviously not. Do I have Gari? I do not have Gari. I don't even think I can find Gari on a lot of my charts. Maybe it's on Coinbase or something, but I usually like to do some leverage trades on those types of tokens. I'm trying to think. No, I don't think I have any of that right now. Spell token. I do own quite a bit of Spell token. I haven't been dollar cost averaging into that for quite a bit of time since it's fallen down quite a bit since the 2021 cycle. But I'm just waiting to see where it goes because it's a low market cap metaverse token. I think there'll be a metaverse component to the rally come down the road, you know. So sometimes the AI sector takes off, then the meme token sector takes off, then of course the metaverse token sector takes off. Basically, when that sector takes off, I'll be selling off a lot of my spell token, but usually it happens at kind of random times. Oh, hold on here, guys. There we go. Oh, there we go. Your live trades are so point on. I think we would love to see coin do dollar cost averaging. Oh, sure, yeah. I talk about it every Thursday. We talk about it for like a good hour, but right now it's like things like all the meme tokens I can find, all the AI tokens I can find, then some other ones out there like the ICPs, Hot, Filecoin, Injective, Jasmine, Cause, Key, Lever, Lena, Link, Looks, whatever. A couple days I'll go through all these again for you guys and what I'm kind of buying more into, because I don't necessarily buy every token every single week, right? Like Whiff right here, I don't think I bought this every Thursday, but you can see where the average is right here, over here, and you can see how it's gone up. Now it was up a lot more. We were up 60% on the trade plus a 2x leverage. We were up 120% at one point during this trade. Obviously we're not that anymore. Now we're only up around 60% for the trade. So, but anyway, you know, let's find something that we're losing money on, like a ape token. All right. Average is over here. It's coming down. I have to wait for this to go back above it, but maybe I'll buy a little bit more down here on Thursday to lower the average a little bit more here. But if I go over to ape token, I only bought this once and that was 329. So that was a few days ago, right here. So 329, no, right over here. So maybe I'll buy more down the road, but that's kind of why well, let's see. I originally started buying some up around 3.7. So yeah, I'm glad I bought here instead of there. Sometimes you just have to kind of figure out like, oh, it can come down a little bit more. So maybe I'll wait another week before buying into it. There we are. The original Pepe coin has been going kind of crazy. Oh, see, it's weird to have different versions of the same token. It always causes some chaos to me. Gary's on Mexi and other leverage exchange coins, CoinGecko. Oh, what do you call it? Yeah, Mexi isn't available where I live, so I don't have access to it. That sucks. And hey, Chris. Oh, C-Swap is getting pumped up. That's nice to see right there, too. Let me go over here very fast. Let me just see if anything's actually popping up over the coinmarketcap.com. Last 24 hours, ENA is up, BGB is up quite a bit, FLR, ICP, MNT, and Book of Meme are up. Everything else is basically just up a little bit here. Anything down quite a bit? Pendle's down 7%, Kava's down 7%. How's Kava been doing? It's pretty much been flat over the past year. Hasn't been having some really good growth. Yeah, I hope this gets a little bit better here. It looks like it's kind of done off. It's on a lot of exchanges though, but it's $1 billion market cap. That's probably close to getting into the top 200, not the top 100. What platform do I use to trade? Oh, I use Faradesk, the one that we just looking at right there. That's Faradesk. I also use BYDFi, and I also use Blowfin. But this one right here that you guys are looking at, this is just TradingView. That way you guys can see. It's a lot easier to use this. All of the exchanges use a version of TradingView, but it's so much simpler than if you just pay for the program right here. I like to have a lot of oscillators, have everything be clean and open. I like to be able to go over here and look at different screener settings and things like that. Like, here, let's see if I can pop this open. You know, use the screeners, go to overview, extended hours, valuations, dividends. A lot of fun little tools in here that I enjoy using. But, how do I say, you're not going to find this type of stuff typically on the actual TradingView account on the exchange. Sorry. I don't think of a way to say that. Oh, actually, I think I actually have some filters turned on here. Oh, yeah. Okay. But yeah, there's a lot of filter settings you can change on here. Way too many. Typically why I like FinViz, but if you want to get very, very detailed, you can go in here and change everything. It's just a lot of nitty-gritty work, which is probably not the best. Isn't there an airdrop so you can hold the original Pepe? I'm not entirely sure. There might be something on X about that, but I honestly have no idea. There we are. Okay. Everything still seems to be okay. Okay, buddy, I'm gonna end the stream off right now. I'm gonna go to bed here, and I'm gonna try to wake up early so I can stream with you guys a little bit more. I expect we're gonna have a lot more volatility when the market opens up. So I might even go live tomorrow morning after I'm done taking Loki outside and having a good time with him, letting him run around and so forth. As far as what I want you guys to really understand about Bitcoin right now, we're still in a pretty bad downtrend. We're still coming down. We may pump up here for a few hours or something like that. I still expect this to be something more of a higher low situation where we have a lower high, where we have a high, but it's still going to be lower, and we're not going to have some type of crazy breakout. If something like this is going to happen, like a larger move out of nowhere, one thing that you can look for to kind of have an idea of how bullish Bitcoin may be during that kind of a pump that may come later on this morning, I guess for me, is you would want to pay attention to the dollar index. This is just called the DXY on TradingView. If you start to see this start to pump up for any type of reason, that would signal to me that Bitcoin is most likely going to continue going down here. What I'm really hoping for as a short-term thing to say, hey, Bitcoin's going to go up for an extended period of time, for maybe a day or two, or maybe even 3 days, is I want to see a death cross come between this 20 and this 50 moving average here on the 4-hour chart on the DXY. That might get me a little more amped up. You can see what happened on March 13th, March 14th, when we actually had this crossover here. It definitely led to Bitcoin coming down a little bit here. Let me just go back over here. Where we are, right? 13th and 14th right here. Definitely caused Bitcoin to come back down a little bit more. So I'm waiting to see if we can have something more of a bearish move on the dollar index, and that may be good. The issue and why I'm so concerned right now overall for Bitcoin is just this. We've been consolidating for a couple of years now. This is 2022, September 2022. We're finally breaking out. Is this going to be something of a very robust move, or are we going to go sideways for a while, then eventually break out, or what? We still have to wait and see. Not everything is always going to be so clean and pretty when it comes to the dollar index, because it relies on a lot of stuff going on around the world, like, foreign wars, debt, what the Japanese central banks do, what the European central banks do, and all that type of stuff. But overall, if you want to see Bitcoin start to go up a lot higher, perhaps we can have a double top or something and start coming back down. You want to see it start coming back down. That'd be a very good sign for Bitcoin in the short term here. But you're going to have to wait for some of these small breakdowns to occur, and that'll get you a little bit more juiced up on Bitcoin if you ask me. Let's see.